Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to week 29 of WWE Aftershock. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
And yeah, we made it to 29 weeks. This is the second attempt at 29 weeks because, we tried to do this the first time, but I don't know why. I just forgot everything I was going to say, and I didn't expect I was going to have to use my phone for the raw notes, so it kind of threw me off my game a little bit, so that's why we did a take two. Isn't it weird? I make all these takes, like, the whole point of doing it like a take two is you're not supposed to mention the outtakes, but I just mentioned it anyways. Like, I could not produce a movie. I think I would end up, like, showing all the mistakes anyways. I would, like, there'd be, like, this out-of-character moment where, like, I would pause and be like, yeah, so this person actually made a mistake here, and here, and oh my gosh, all the actors would, like, oust me from the business and all that type of stuff. I could not produce a movie.
I kill you.
Yeah. It would not be a fun time. I mean, I guess that's what bloopers are for, I guess. So I guess they kind of do that anyways. But I'm saying I don't even do blooper reels and stuff. I just tell you they happen. So, like, I could just never say anything and no one would ever even know it. So, but yeah, we might do something big for the 30th week since it's 30-30. I don't know what yet. Just because, it's only 30 weeks. I think it's a big accomplishment for us that we made it to 30 weeks. Even though, like, you haven't been on all 30 weeks, I haven't even been on all 30 weeks, but it's still a big accomplishment. I've been on, well, at that point, it would be 29 out of the 30 weeks, so it'd be good. It's good stuff. So let's just start covering all the shows. We're gonna start with this week's Raw. So we're just gonna get right into it. Raw was July 7th. Raw took place on July 17th, 2023. The commentary team was Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. They did pretty good on Raw this week, I thought. They were... What are you doing? I had a bunch of rumblings going on and all that type of stuff.
Had a fan on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's picking up, like, really bad in the thin, so... if you need to have it on, you need to have it on, because I understand it's hot out and all that type of stuff, so, but anyhow, yeah, so the commentary team was Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. They did pretty well in commentary. There was a little bit where Corey Graves was kind of being mean to Kevin Patrick, but he's a heel, but it's still not very nice to do that. I don't understand why he was doing that. It's just, Kevin Patrick is a kind soul when he's just doing that crap, so I don't get it. Like, stop doing that, Corey. That's not nice. But
good jerk.
I know he's done this to Byron Saxton too, and no one, and basically chased him off commentary. So, like, stop doing this crap, Corey. Like, you're chasing away all the good commentators and stuff. I mean, I guess I know a lot of people don't like Kevin Patrick anyways, so it's like maybe they want this to happen. But I think Kevin Patrick is a good soul. I don't understand why they're doing this. So
to be mean,
yeah. Raw took place in Atlanta, Georgia. This was Cody Rhodes' hometown. Raw and SmackDown sold out. I don't think we mentioned it because we didn't know that it sold out last week when they actually announced it and stuff. But it was a complete sellout on both shows. So when I was watching this, I think you saw in my comments, like, Raw definitely felt like a big show. I think because of that, they tried to go all out for Raw because they sold out.
yeah.
So it did feel like a very important show, which I was happy about. I think it sold out because Cody was advertised and he's the hometown guy, so, it made sense. But, WWE is just hitting off on all cylinders right now. They're doing really well. It took some time, but they're finally in a very good place. So you can see why I get actually pissed sometimes when Vince keeps trying to get his pawns back into the business just because of how well WWE's doing without him. But it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm happy about this. But yeah, let's just get right into it. They brought out the hometown boy, Cody Rhodes, which made sense. Everyone wanted to see Cody Rhodes, so it made sense to put him out right in the beginning. He comes out. He talks about how, how he's happy to be back home. He talks about how he hasn't been in front of his hometown in a while. And he mentions, that everybody knows my dad's side of the family and all that type of stuff, but they don't know the most important person that made me the person that I am today. And he doesn't even he calls his mom like his maker and all that type of stuff, which is, such a Cody thing to do. And he points out his mom from the crowd. His mom's really emotional. I think his sister was in the crowd also. And Cody Rhodes talks about how his mom basically made him the person that he is today with all the work ethic and all that type of stuff. And he mentions, that his dad reminded him about hard times, so he kind of harkens back to the hard times promo. And basically he calls out Brock Lesnar. He talks about how he calls him out. Brock doesn't come out, and Cody says he's not surprised about this, that Brock's, opting to not show up tonight. And Cody says that he doesn't care when Brock shows up tonight. It could be, hour 2, hour 3, the main event. He will be out here, waiting to face Brock Lesnar. Good thing he didn't show up on main event, because Cody would have missed the boat on that, by the way. Notice he wasn't willing to be like, he could show up on main event this week. He didn't say anything like that. I guess if he showed up on main event, Cody wasn't coming out there. So
He wasn't going to show up.
yeah. And Cody high fives the crowd, gives his mom a hug, and Brock's music goes off, and we think Brock's gonna come out. This is just mind game, but this is just mind games. And then his music goes off again. He doesn't come out this time, and then his music comes out again, and Cody's just like had enough of this. He runs backstage with the steel chair, and apparently we didn't see what happens, but Brock, I guess, kicked his ass backstage because he threw him ringside. He threw the chair around, and he just started beating the crap out of Cody Rhodes. He threw him back first into the barricade. He threw him shoulder first into the post. He beat him up right in front of his mother, and he had a F5 on Cody. He locked him in the Kimura lock twice, once on the floor and once in the ring. And then after this, during the break, Brock, just for good measure, went into the ring and hit Cody off the back with a chair. And then before even that happened, Brock accepts his challenge for SummerSlam, and yeah, just Brock walks off and all that type of stuff. Let's break this down. I liked the Cody promo. He was really over here as always. This beatdown actually would have been good. However, we've seen this before, this exact beatdown. Like, we've seen Cody get this beatdown and have to, fight from underneath before and all that type of stuff. I think they could have gone about this like a better way and all that type of stuff. It did kind of feel like rinse and repeat. I was kind of sick of it and all that type of stuff. Because now Cody's going back in with a handicap again with a broken arm, and it's just like, oh, come on, man. Like, how much sympathy does this guy need? Like, he's like you said in the chat, he's already over. He don't need to do this. But yeah, so if I was giving this segment, I would probably give it like a thumbs in the middle, slightly pointing down, just because of Cody's promo that he cuts before this and all that type of stuff. Was really good. Just the block attack just was not very good. What did you think?
I thought the segment itself, the Cody part, was great. Huge reaction from his hometown crowd in Atlanta. Went immediately down to go hug Teal, his sister, and his mom. And it's just the promo itself was great. Like he said, he doesn't always want to reference his dad and his hard times and whatnot, which I can see he wants to be his own man. But after that, it just kind of goes off the rails. It's like, how many fucking times do we need to see Cody Rhodes get beaten up?
Yeah.
How many times does he need to go into the SummerSlam program? Now into SummerSlam with sympathy. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker doesn't need sympathy. He's already the most over guy in WWE, period. Like, what the fuck? We don't need a handicap in a match where he's probably already going to be handicapped.
Yeah.
If it's a bull rope match or whatever, there's already a disadvantage. And it's like, what is the point? We don't need a fake injury for him to overcome. Like, what is the point?
Yeah.
Enough. I'm done with this fucking... This is like the fourth time they've done this. This is the first... If it was the first time, be like, okay, it makes sense. The first time they're doing it. But this is like the fourth time they've done it.
I will get... I think... If you refer to one of the times when he wrestled Seth in the torn pec, I think that one you should give a pass, because that was obviously out of WWE's control there. They couldn't really work themselves out of that.
Like, in terms of, like, the Brock Lesnar feud, this is 3 or 4 times now that they've had him beat down Cody, and he's... We don't need another fake injury. Yeah. We already did that already.
Yeah.
Don't need to do it again.
Yeah. This is actually the worst... Well, at least... The worst thing that actually happens on Raw. There's like a worse thing that happens that we'll get into, but we'll just talk about this now. By the way, if you missed this segment, by the way, oh my gosh, don't worry about it. They recapped this segment like 5 times in the show right after it happened, and then like several times more. Like, I get there's other stuff on sometimes, and you want to win people back, but I'm just sick of these consistent recaps. Like, it's one thing to recap the segment like. I could say I'll even say twice. I'll give him a pass, but you don't need to recap this thing like 5 times in the same show.
Like if you want to recap it like in the 9 o'clock hour and then the 10 o'clock and then in the 10 o'clock hour, fine, do it. If you want to do it once at every hour to catch up with the fans that might have missed it, that's fine. But not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a show and then do it again on SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to that too. Yeah.
It's like, can you fucking stop?
Yeah. We
don't need to see it again. We already watched it. I get it. You want to do it at 9 and 10 o'clock hour. That's perfectly fine. But if you do it right after it happens and you do it 6 more times on the show, it loses its effect.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just sick of these.
You don't need to see it again.
I'm sick of these like consistent recaps. I don't even like it when they do it right after the segment happened, because that's fucking stupid.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
They do it, go to commercial break, they come back, and they'll show you what happened.
Yeah. It's
like, okay, so it's 8 o'clock. What the hell else are you doing?
Yeah.
You knew Cody was kicking off the show. It's in Atlanta. It's obvious he's going to kick off the show. So why are you missing it?
Yeah.
That you're away from your TV for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like a 10-minute segment.
Yeah,
10 minutes.
It was. Yeah.
And then they go back to come back from commercial break, and they're recapping it again.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? It just happened literally a minute and a half ago.
Yeah.
Who's asking for this?
I know.
Once every hour, fine. But then once you get up and like after that happens, they come back from commercial break. They recap it, and then they recap it again. It's like, I don't need it every half an hour.
Yeah.
I don't need it every half hour. I don't.
We'll be talking about the recaps on this show, by the way, because this was probably the worst show when it came to recap and shit, but we'll be getting in more into that. But yeah, so this...
Who's been Vince trope is like, that's... Yeah. You can tell, like, he runs part of the show is because he loves to recap everything.
Yeah.
After everything happens.
Yeah. I wonder if he's like, does he forget? So he thinks we forgot? Like, what the hell? Like, wait, what just happened? And does he like put it on the thing? And then like, he's like, okay, I guess I can see that again. They might have forgotten. Like, does he forget? And he thinks we forgot? Like, we didn't forget, buddy. Like,
but that's always been a Vince trope. Is like the beatdown or the whatever, the comeback from commercial break, the replay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
decades.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the retros we just ranted about that. Wasn't it the 03 retro and MSG? I think there's recaps there, so we complained about it there. So
he's always done it. It's the one trope that he always does. It's the beatdown, the championship win, the pinfall, the whatever.
Yeah,
and then they come back from a commercial break, and then they recap what just happened.
Yeah, and we'll be talking. Yeah, we'll be talking about this some more too. So. Then we had the first match on the show. It was Matt Riddle versus Walter. This match was awesome. They both hit a lot of really stiff strikes on each other. I think this match was better than the Money in the Bank match, just because this time around Matt Riddle didn't have to sell an injury. Not saying that was a bad thing at Money in the Bank, but because they were both in kayfabe, full. 100% healthy and all that type of stuff. They were really able to go all out here. Eventually, Walter wins with the powerbomb. Afterwards, he cuts a really good promo talking about Drew McIntyre and how he doesn't believe that the mat is sacred and challenges him next week to meet him face to face, which was really good stuff here. I like the fact that Walter won clean too. They didn't do any like BS where like they didn't like right around like they had Fabian Aichner to like stand on the stage type of thing, and like that distracted Matt Riddle. Like Walter won clean here. He just won. Like it's not that complicated. So I thought this was really good stuff here. Like Walter, like it looked like a contender every week and all that type of stuff. And this was just absolutely like great stuff right here. So, and Matt Riddle looked really good here. He wasn't on drugs, it looked like here. He realized, that Walter was going to discipline him whether he liked it or not. This was probably a week Matt Riddle probably should have been on drugs because Walter was beating the shit out of him here. But, that was Matt Riddle's decision. He chose not to do the drugs this week. And, I actually, it's just something to be said if I'm actually asking for somebody to be on drugs. But he probably should have been on drugs here because, he wouldn't have felt the pain as bad. But, it's Matt Riddle's decision. And I like it even better because he got his ass kicked. So I bet you're thinking, like, wait a minute here, Owen. You're asking him not to be on drugs, but you still love it when he gets his ass kicked. Because I don't like Matt Riddle. I hate his personality. On drugs, off drugs, it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. He's just, his personality sucks. I think when he's on drugs, it's even worse. It's just, it is what it is. What do you think?
I liked it. This match was really good. And they didn't tease any Imperium breakup, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the match is better, I think, than like you said, at Money in the Bank, because Riddle wasn't selling the injury.
Yeah.
We didn't have an injury to sell, but yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. It's a great day when Matt Riddle gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. And how do you feel? Like, are you in the same boat? Like whether he's on or off drugs, he's annoying anyways.
I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
His gimmick has worn thin with me.
Yeah, there you go.
I liked it in the beginning. He was cool in the beginning. It was funny in the beginning. Now it's just old.
I also think because it doesn't help, he has like legitimate drug issues and all that type of stuff too. So
yeah, it's not. I mean, like I don't care if you smoke weed. Smoke weed. I don't care.
Yeah, but I think he's doing other stuff though than just weed.
Fucking, he's doing more than just smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't care. I just don't care about him.
Yeah.
He could win the Intercontinental Championship tonight, and they'd be like, okay. If this was like 3 years ago, I would have been pumped.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, he won it. I don't care. Yeah. Now give it back to Gunther.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah. I almost just thought to myself like, who's that guy? I'm like, oh yeah, that's Walter. Like,
yeah, it's Gunther.
I keep forgetting. Then we had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez get interviewed. They talk about how they look forward to retaining their women's tag team titles. Rhea Ripley comes up to them and says that no matter whether you retain your belts or not, you're still going to have to deal with me. And, Liv Morgan's kind of like taunting Rhea Ripley a little bit here. And Rhea Ripley headbutts Liv Morgan. Raquel and Rhea brawl. Rhea throws Raquel into like one of those equipment cases, leg first, so her leg's taken out, and completely takes out her leg and all that type of stuff. And then Rhea Ripley like has to be held back, and she like walks off. I think here we see Kenny Dykstra here, which was pretty cool because he's like a producer now backstage, and I didn't even know this until I saw him here. I don't know if it's like a temporary thing because I remember who was it they brought last year that was a producer? He was like a temporarily like it wasn't Curtis Axel. Was it Curtis Axel? I think it was.
It was Axel.
Yeah. So
it was Joe. He was back for like a little trial run there.
Yeah,
and Daivari was too. Daivari.
Yeah. So I liked this. Good attack here, and it was just really, really enjoyable. Made Rhea Ripley look strong and stuff. What did you think of this?
I mean, I liked it. Like Liv got what she deserved in that case because she was taunting Rhea. Do you think Rhea's going to take that line down? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So they kind of played up the injury a little bit for the rest of the night there when she fucking like just completely destroyed her fucking knee when she kicked it out of her fucking socket.
But don't worry.
It was brutal.
Yeah, it was. Don't worry though, Chris. If you missed this, they recapped it literally minutes later during the Judgment Day's entrance when they come out. And then they recap it, I think, before the tag match, and then they recap it after the tag match, and then they recap it before the main event, which was weird. It didn't really make sense. They recapped it before the main event.
In case if you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or in case if you forgot, here it is 17 more times.
Yeah. So just don't worry though. Do not worry. if you went to get food, like it's okay. It's okay.
You'll see it 17 more times. Don't worry.
Yeah. Um,
It won't become annoying at all.
Not at all. Like, we're just crazy here. I'm just telling you, don't worry, don't worry, don't you worry. Like the people that got like so worried, like, oh my gosh, I just missed something. Oh, they recapped it anyways. It's okay. But what else? Oh yeah, then afterwards the Judgment Day come out to cut a promo. They talk about how they're still running Monday Night Raw, how they destroyed NXT. Well, not the brand, but like they went and ran roughshod in NXT, and then they talk about how Dom is going to win the North American title. They kind of really advertised that match a lot, which was good. I liked that they did that. They talk about how they're going to beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out. Sami Zayn just looked like such a kind soul here. Like, if you saw him in real life right here, you would have wanted to give him a nice handshake and a nice hug. And he totally would have given you one because he's just that nice of a guy. Yeah, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens talk. I think Sami Zayn talks first, and he talks about how the Judgment Day thinks that they own this stuff, but they, haven't broken the spirits of them or Seth Rollins. And, he kind of points the fact that, there's still cracks in the Judgment Day after everything that's been going on. Then Judgment Day challenged Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to put the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships on the line tonight. And Sami Zayn says, I have to take it up with my tag team partner here. And you can just tell Kevin Owens is about to, like, explode. Like, he's
seething.
Yeah. So then Kevin Owens just says, he basically accepts. His anger gets the best of him again. He says that we're going to destroy you guys, and we're going to put the tag team titles on the line tonight. So that could be a great story, by the way. Like, one of the times where Kevin Owens does this, it ends up costing them the belts. So I think that's going to happen someday. But yeah, this one...
Hopefully not soon.
Huh?
Hopefully not soon.
Yeah, hopefully not soon. And not to Indonesia, don't do that.
Oh, boy.
But I like this promo segment here a lot. I thought everybody here was great, and they did some awesome stuff. What do you think?
I thought it was great. I thought Kevin and Sammy were great. Kevin Owens and his constant anger issues.
Yeah.
And that man needs to see a therapist.
Yes, he does.
He's just always angry.
Dr. Shelby more preferably too.
Dr. Shelby needs to hit Dr. Shelby.
Yeah.
Put him on speed dial.
Yeah.
They Judgment Day got that point across about being dominant again, and fuck Dominic.
I don't blame you. Dom didn't get to talk again here because he never gets a chance to.
Good. I hope he doesn't get to talk ever. They should never let him talk.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Then they recapped the Liv and Mikel segment right before, again, in case you missed it. Because I said, and you could say, well, this makes sense because they show them back. You just saw it. You don't need to see it again.
You just saw it.
Yeah.
This is now what? 2 times now that they've recapped it?
Yeah, because they recapped it before the promo, and then they recapped it right after the promo.
Not even an hour. Not even an hour. They did it twice.
Yeah. And then Raquel's hurt. The doctor clears her to wrestle, but he advises her not to go out there. So I don't know how that makes her cleared, but whatever.
That's confusing as hell.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you clear someone and be like, hey, I advise you not to go out there and wrestle?
Yeah. But, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really make any comments about that. But, that's not what I would have done. So Raquel is willing to go, so Adam Pearce is just like, all right, I'll make that official. So good thing the Judgment Day promo segment happened. Imagine what they would have done if they would have had to been spinning their wheels, nothing would have been happening all that time. So good thing the Judgment Day and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were kind souls and bought them some time type of thing. What kind souls they are. I mean, I know you're gonna say the Judgment Day caused this problem anyways, but
yeah, they did.
But they were still nice enough to kind of let Liv and Raquel figure out what's going on right there. So that was kind of nice. That was kind of nice of them. It's a good thing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out there because I don't know what would have happened because the Judgment Day would have just been done talking and then I don't know. Then I think there was one point in the chat am I crazy here? Because then they show the recap again of the Brock and Cody thing. The recap of Liv and Raquel getting beaten up, and then they show the recap of the Bloodline segment. And this was like the longest recap I think they've ever done. It was like Jay Uso's Warpath. It's like, what the hell's going on here? This is like 2 minutes of the show you just cut right here. Like, oh my gosh, we ranted about this last week, but like, I love the Bloodline segment, but they recap it again on SmackDown in the beginning of the show. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you recapping this on Raw? Like, come on, it's not a Raw storyline. And then they do the entrances with Liv and Raquel and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, and then like it goes to break, and I'm like, I even messaged in the chat, like, am I crazy? Did I miss something? Like, it was just entrances. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, did I go crazy here?
You didn't miss a damn thing.
Huh?
You didn't miss a damn thing.
I'm like, wow, like, what a waste of airtime that was. Like,
it was
oh my gosh.
stupid.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we had the women's tag team title match finally after all that shit. And then, yeah, this women's tag team match ended up kind of rolling. Like, it starts off predictably where it looks like Liv is just going to take the heat and all that type of stuff. And then eventually Raquel gets the hot tag. And she goes on fire for a little bit, but then she immediately gets chop blocked down. Sonya Deville locks her in a half Boston Crab for a while. And eventually Liv Morgan comes in and breaks it up. And then eventually they hit the finish, but they're not able to capitalize. And then they hit the finish. Chelsea Green hits the Unpretty Her onto Liv Morgan, but she kicks out, which I didn't expect. Like, that was a good kick out, nice near fall right there. And then Liv Morgan goes for the Oblivion in the corner, but it's not successful. And then Chelsea Green hits the Unpretty Her again after Sonya's hit the knee and everything like that. And Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville become the new women's tag team champions. Really good stuff here. I liked this. Even though it ended up being predictable as hell, I thought there was enough near falls in there where I actually thought like Liv and Raquel were actually going to pull out a victory here, which I thought was good. But it is what it is. But I liked this. I thought this was a good tag title match. What do you think?
I thought it was good. It just seemed to me like very odd. They put the titles back on Liv and Raquel just for them to lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a month later.
Yeah.
A few weeks later. It just felt like a really unnecessary title change, but at the same time, Ronda's leaving, so they needed to put the belts on them.
Yeah.
I would have preferred this match maybe to happen after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Instead of rushing to put the belts on them, at least let Liv and Raquel hold the belts for a little longer.
Yeah.
Just my personal preference, but again, it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
I liked this.
It was like a random tag team too to win it. That makes Matt Cardona one half of the women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
Champions.
Technically, yeah. But yeah, I'm okay. They need to have a long title reign because we've seen I think 4 women's tag title changes in the span of a few months, 3 in the span of a month. So
they just need to have one of them have a long reign.
Yeah.
You can't keep fucking changing the titles every 3 weeks just because you feel like it.
Yeah. I will give him a little bit of a pass. Not much of a pass, but a little bit, because Ronda opted as leaving, so that's why they did this. But it's not much of a pass. It's a little bit. Just kind of like okay, you whatever, but it's not much of a pass. Plus, I'm kind of mad because you keep doing recaps, so not in the best mood right now. So,
and then fucking Chelsea and Sonya got the fucking the fireworks display.
Yeah.
The pie display. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's random. I'm like, they don't do that ever.
No,
unless if it's at a pay-per-view. I'm like, why the fuck are they doing it now?
Yeah, it was weird.
It seems so out of place.
Don't you worry, though, Chris. If you miss this women's tag title change, they recap it right after it happens, right when it comes back to Ray. Don't you goddamn worry.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't have expected that.
Yeah, so don't you worry. Then Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville get interviewed by Byron Saxton. They were really nice. They weren't the nicest to Byron Saxton here, but he's been treated worse, so it's kind of it is what it is. they talk about how happy they are to be the women's tag team champions. They say they're going to be fighting champions, and Chelsea Green's talk about all this stuff that she wants now that she's a women's tag team champion. They kind of leave to go celebrate. And if you notice this time, Byron Saxton wasn't asking to go celebrate this time. He's like, yeah, I'm going to stay here and work. So, what do you think of this segment? I thought this was pretty okay.
Yeah. It was decent enough. Like, it got over the fact they were champions.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice of them to treat Byron with a little bit of respect.
It wasn't much respect though, but it was a little bit.
There wasn't much respect, but it was better than what he was getting.
Yeah. Then Byron Saxton has a sit-down interview with Seth Rollins, and then this doesn't really make sense for one reason, because you were meant to think this interview was live, and he's there, and then he interviews Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Like, so in kayfabe, did he just, like, run out of the room? Like, okay, Seth, I'm just gonna get this interview real quick. Hold on 1 second. Like, did he run out of the room with his mic? Like, that didn't really make sense. Like, what was Jackie Redmond doing here? Like, was Jackie Redmond not in the area? Like, what were you doing, Jackie? Come on. I understand she's new at doing backstage interviews on WWE and stuff. All this.
I think she had other obligations.
No, she was there.
Like she was there?
Yeah, she was there because she interviewed Liv and Raquel during the attack. So, yeah.
I see.
Poor Byron, man. He's running around all that type of stuff. Like
light speed to try to in back-to-back segments.
It'd be hilarious too. Like if there's a golf cart that happens to go by, like quick, I gotta get the Liv and Raquel interview. He like goes on the back, like speed it, floor it, like. Yeah, it'd be funny. But yeah, we had this sit-down interview here, and Seth Rollins talks about what it's been like being the World Heavyweight Champion, and he says that, he's looking forward to facing all types of challenges. He says that he doesn't know what's next for him at SummerSlam because, he just no challenges really stepped up, and he says that whoever they are, they better be prepared for the match of their lives. And then Finn Balor comes in, and he kicks out Byron Saxton. He says that he's going to take over the interview now. So,
ooh.
He was kind of nice about it, though. He didn't, treat him like a complete douche here. Like, he just said, yeah, I'm just going to take this over, okay? So, he did, he wasn't too mean to Byron there. And then Finn Balor sits down and, he wants Seth Rollins to go to Adam Pearce and make the rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. And... Seth Rollins gives Finn Balor some advice and says that he shouldn't hold a grudge because if you're going to be a World Heavyweight Champion, you can't look at the past. You have to look at the future. And he said that are you doing this because you want revenge for what happened, or are you doing this because you want to be champ? And Finn says that he wants to be the best. He wants to prove to Seth that he can beat him for the belt. And Seth says that he'll think about going and make it in the match. And then Finn walks off. And Seth's about to take his mic off, and, because the interview is pretty much over at this point. Byron Saxton was sent away, so he can't really ask him any more questions. And Finn comes in with the steel chair and hits Seth Rollins. It was supposed to be in the face, but I think it was more like the chest area, and it completely destroys Seth with the steel chair. And I like this interview a lot. It was very intense. It was very unique and different of how they've done stuff before, and I thought it was really effective. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It was fantastic.
And,
I liked it a lot.
I think a lot of people will complain that Seth gets his ass kicked again, but we'll just say this now: he does get his heat back later in the night, so I'm okay with this happening here. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
because it's it's good. Then we had an absolutely awesome match. It was Alpha Academy with Maxine Dupree versus the Viking Raiders with Valhalla, and a Viking Rules match with Titus O'Neil on commentary. I don't know why Titus O'Neil was on commentary. He's not really...
Random.
Yeah.
Again. Very random.
They were mentioning Titus O'Neil had a history with the Viking Raiders, and that wasn't true. I don't think he's ever had a match with the Viking Raiders. I looked it up, and there's no match with Titus O'Neil versus the Viking Raiders, unless they wrestled on the house shows. But it's they never had a match with each other. So
Titus has been done wrestling for I don't even know how long now.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
So, I don't think he's wrestled since the pandemic ended, right? Because I remember he did do some main event taping matches during the pandemic. So you wouldn't know that because you don't watch main event.
He has more of an office job now.
Yeah, but but Titus O'Neil was pretty okay on commentary here. This match ruled. I'm not going to break it down spot for spot. Just go watch it for yourself. There's absolute chaos. The biggest spot in the match, I think Chad Gable hits a moonsault. I think it was onto Eric, and then he follows that up and does like a bridge German suplex like right after that. Like it was like one after the other type of thing, which I've never seen that before. And then doing this, Maxine Dupree takes out Valhalla, and she's finally able to wear her Alpha Academy jacket, and Valhalla spears Maxine Dupree through a table, and this sends Otis into a rage, and he starts taking out the Viking Raiders one by one, and he's like on fire here. Like this is like the most serious I think Otis has ever been in his wrestling career. And then he goes to hit some type of like elbow drop, like off of the second turnbuckle. And then Valhalla, I think she hit him with like, I don't know what she hit him with, but there was clearly a foreign object in there. And Otis is out on his feet, and the Viking Raiders from the second turnbuckle hit Ragnarok onto Otis and get the win. Yeah, this was a hell of a match here. At first, I was disappointed that the Viking Raiders won. I think it should have been Alpha Academy, but it does seem like this feud's going to continue because on Raw Talk, they got interviewed about it and said that this isn't over yet, so it does seem like this feud's continuing, which admittedly, this feud should have been over anyways, but I'm happy that it's at least continuing because I want Alpha Academy to win this feud. And you know they have to keep doing this. So I don't know what they're gonna do now because I feel like this kind of felt like a blow off. I hope this isn't over though, just because Alpha Academy deserved to win this feud. I could kind of understand why the Viking Raiders won because they wanted to get some heat on them, but yeah, overall this was a hell of a Viking rules match. It absolutely ruled. Everybody here was over too. Like the Viking Raiders were over. And especially Alpha Academy's over. Like they were an awesome tag team now. What did you think?
I thought this match was great. Maxime Dupree getting fucking slammed to the table was interesting.
Yeah.
That surprised me. Yeah, I think the wrong team won. I think it should have been Alpha Academy that won.
Yeah.
Because this is 2 in a row now they lost against the Raiders.
Well, they did beat him in the 6-person mixed tag, so that's and that was the most recent one. But 2 in a row is a traditional 2-1-2 tag match.
Yes. But yeah, I felt like that the Alpha Academy should have won, and then that's just my personal opinion. The match was great though.
Yeah, definitely.
The visuals of it were insane too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad fucking taking that bump through the whatever the fuck, like the shields or whatever.
Yeah.
In the corner was fucking brutal.
Otis took the high cross body bump that Ivar does, like right into because they have the ship that was like connected to the ring. Yeah. So he took that bump too. Like it was insane.
It was insane. The match was really, really good.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is that I wish they had pinned him, like, because it's Falls Count Anywhere. It's like a big gripe I have with Falls Count Anywhere matches. Like, they always end it. I hate it when they end in the ring. I kind of wish it really would have ended somewhere else, like in the crowd or, like, even outside the ring, just because I always hate it when Falls Count Anywhere matches end in the ring. Like, it's not very exciting, because it's like, what's the point of doing a Falls Count Anywhere match?
Yeah. It's just going to end in the ring. It should end outside the ring.
Yeah. Then we had Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. Shayna Baszler wins in a squash. She taps out Nikki Cross here. Not the best timing for this because Eric Young just left the company and, they were going to do... I guess they weren't going to put Sanity back together, but you would have thought something was going to happen with Nikki Cross, so this is not the best timing for Nikki Cross to get squashed here. They probably should have had someone else come in there, like a Xia Li or something, just because this was not the best timing for this. But Ronda Rousey's in the crowd, and she's talking shit to Shayna Baszler. Talks about how you're not happy that I took the low road to get in here, but she said that it was the easier path and the funner path, and she talked about how she's more famous than she is because of the path that she's taken and all that type of stuff. And Shayna says that she wants to fight Ronda Rousey, and Ronda said that she's going to make the match official at SummerSlam and do Shayna a favor like she has been doing for like years. And then Shayna goes in the crowd to beat the crap out of Ronda Rousey. And, it doesn't happen. Security holds her back and everything like that. She should have kicked the crap out of some security members, but that doesn't happen, but it's what it is. This segment was technically pretty good. I would give it like a solid thumbs up. It'd be better if, they haven't kept changing the roles because my uncle, he's not like a casual fan, like he watches every week, but he's been saying, like, no, Shane is the heel and all that type of stuff, but you can understand why he thinks he's a heel, because last week she was a heel, and then this week she was a face, like, that you could just see that's evidence right there. People don't know who's the face and who the heel is, because it changes every week. Like, it's stupid, and that just shows that Vince needs to go home and go to bed, because, because of that change he made last week, no one knows who the face and heel is now in this feud. So, Vince, please, go take a nap. Like, go to bed. You're old. You shouldn't even be... It was probably, like 10 o'clock? Like, you're an old man. You should be going to bed at this time. Come on, man. What did you think, though, of this segment here between Shayna and stuff in the match?
Yeah, quickie.
Nice quick.
But yeah, again, like, Shayna needs to be the face here.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. I hate it.
I mean, she is the face here, but, I'm saying
Yeah.
all the time.
Just stop fucking flipping back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick one fucking way you want to present her and keep her that way.
Yes. Then Jackie Redmond interviews Ricochet. He challenges Logan Paul to meet him face-to-face next week. Rinse and repeat. This was the exact same segment they did a couple weeks ago, so it's kind of whatever. What did you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a thing that happened.
It was. Miz TV with Becky Lynch. The Miz poke shade saying that he beat Ciampa. I am worried that DIY is not reuniting, because it seems like the Miz and Ciampa are done now, because they were feuding this week, which I think is a mistake. They need, like, this should have been the week DIY got back together, I think, but because Johnny Gargano is healthy, he's ready to come back.
But I've seen it's not happening.
Yeah.
So
that's a mistake. Might factor that in the letter grade, by the way. But yeah, the Miz is cutting a promo. He brings out Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was awesome here. She's roasting the Miz, saying, like, okay, I know I've seen Miz TV before. I know that, there's another special guest that I don't know about. He wants the Miz she wants the Miz to bring Trish or Zoe, whoever the special guest is, and the Miz does so. The Miz takes off, like, shortly after this, I think. I don't think he stays around much longer. And then Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark come out, and they were bad, as normal. They talk about... No, Becky wants to fight Trish. Trish doesn't want to fight Becky because she feels like, that they've already done everything they could do to Becky. They're ready to move on and all that type of stuff. And Becky talks about how if Trish wants to be an all-time great, she has to show that she still is an all-time great. Becky basically says everything that we've been saying, that she's been around longer than Trish ever has been, and she's more of a talent than Trish has ever been, and a bigger star than Trish has ever had been. And I think all that's true. Trish tries to say, well, I built the blocks for you, but no, you didn't. You didn't, really. And then, they say, eventually they agree to it. I think Becky's just annoying Trish to the point where she falls for it. And says, she pulls an MJF here and says that there's some conditions, which, I don't mind that, but you see this happen in AEW so much, I'm just like, oh my gosh, come on. It's so annoying. At least when MJF does it, it's always exciting. The conditions aren't even that exciting. I think it's Becky has to face Zoe Stark, and if she wins, she'll face Trish at SummerSlam, but if she loses, I guess the match doesn't happen. Becky has to get on her knees and thank Trish, and she has to get a tattoo that says, thank you, Trish. Why would you make that the part of the stipulation? So now Becky's not going to lose. At least
it's clearly obvious.
Yeah. Now. So it's like, afterwards they attack Trish. No, I wish they attacked Trish. They attack Becky, and Becky fights them off. So I'll give this segment like a thumbs down. Becky tried the best she could to save this segment, but it was just it's unsalvageable at this point. This feud between Becky and Trish just needs to end at SummerSlam. No tag match, no None of that. SummerSlam done, and then Trish goes away, and she honestly needs to go away until like for a while. I think she can't show back up again until enough people have forgotten about this heel turn because it's just really it's been terrible. What do you think?
It's been awful. Not good. Awful. Terrible. Horrific. This sucked again. Just have the fucking match and stop delaying. Please.
Yeah.
Enough. Like, seriously, enough. I'm done. I'm done.
I know. I'm really worried they are going to continue it because it'd be like one of those things where Becky and Trish would be 1-1, so I could see Trish being like, well, you know, you didn't really prove anything type of thing. You know, it's going to be one of those things, the typical thing. Just have Becky win. Make the match a 2 out of 3 falls match. That way, like, there's a definitive winner, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But Bronson Reed then faced Shinsuke Nakamura. It was really good. More of the stuff you've seen before. Ciampa runs in and causes a DQ. He attacks Bronson Reed. Obviously, Nakamura's pissed about this, and he kicks him in the chest and takes off. So, there you go. I didn't mind this too much. I'm kind of interested. It seems like Nakamura might either be going heel or maybe like neutral, where he's just sick of people getting involved in his business type of thing. So, that's cool. And I'm interested to see Tommaso Ciampa versus Bronson Reed. But again, this is the week that, you know, DRI should have reunited, but it's not happening, I guess. So, what do you think?
I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty decent. Yeah, like, it looks like Nakamura could be going heel or just adding more of an edge to himself at this point. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good.
Then, yeah, Nakamura gets interviewed. He tells Byron Saxton that he's sick of people getting involved in his business and said that he's not going to play nice anymore. So Byron Saxton better be worried because that means there's another person that's going to be mean to him backstage. So, you know.
So cruel.
Yeah. I just feel bad for Byron. He's the one that gets like all of the, you know, Jackie Redmond doesn't get any of this stuff, you know. Then we had the main event. It was the undisputed WWE Tag Team title match. It was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending against Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest. This was not a Money in the Bank cash-in. I think people probably thought that since, you know, Damian Priest asked for the thing, but I guess it wasn't a cash-in. So there you go. And this match was fire. Seth Rollins attacks Finn Balor. They blow to the back, so this kind of throws off Judgment Day's game plan. But it was really back and forth. Any of these teams could have won, but eventually it's Sami Zayn hits the haluva kick on Dominic Mysterio, gets the win. And yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retain their titles, and they celebrate afterwards. This was awesome. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are still on a roll. They're main evented Raw every week, which was awesome. And you know that wasn't the case a few years ago. So I'm happy about this. So yeah, happy. What did you think?
Extremely happy. This match was really good. I liked it a lot. It was really good. I loved it.
We don't typically cover it, but apparently there was stuff that happened during the dog thing we should talk about. Kevin Owens might be getting a new song from the crowd now because Sami Zayn says that, you know, he was sending a song about Kevin Owens gets angry. I don't remember the name of the song and stuff, but and the tone, but Kevin Owens might be getting annoyed, but he takes the mic and you think he's annoyed, and Kevin's like, I love that song. Like, he loved it. He thought it was great. Like, they may have. I hope that turns into a chant and stuff. Like, and then make that like their tag team like theme song and stuff. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, that'd be great. What did you think of that Dark segment? Because that was awesome.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Again, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are just such kind souls. So. Especially Sami. Such good guys, you know, and they're just superstars. You put them in any era, they're stars. They're great. People need to start understanding that, and the sooner they do, the happier your life will be.
Oh, yeah, happy everyone's life will be. Yeah.
Everyone's life will be. Yeah. Everyone's life will be. Yeah. Everyone's life will be. Yeah. Oh yeah, happy everyone's life will be. Yeah. Oh yeah, happy everyone's life will be. Yeah. Everyone's life will be. Yeah. Everyone's life will be. Yeah. except maybe the Judgment Day, they wouldn't be happy. But who cares?
No, they'd be pretty pissed.
Yeah, but it's
But I don't care what they think, though.
Yeah.
So what's it make a difference?
Yeah, but that was Raw. I thought Raw was a fantastic show. Let's see. We're gonna go. We're starting at. I think it's an A minus. Matt Riddle wasn't high, and he got his ass kicked, so that goes up to an A. And then it goes back down to an A minus because of the consistent recaps and stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, it was just really annoying this week, so I was sick of that. So it starts at an A minus, goes up to an A, then back right down to the A minus. Those recaps, man, just stop doing them.
They're just fucking piss you off.
Yeah, what grade would you give Raw?
I give it. I'll give it a B plus this week.
Okay.
Really good show. I will say, constant recaps definitely bring it down a lot, because it was probably going to be about an A show for me, but B plus show for me, just for the constant recaps and the pointless Cody Rhodes beatdown.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was only because they were in Atlanta that it happened.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Atlanta, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. No, we didn't even mention this. They didn't add the stipulation like we thought they were going to do, too, between Cody and Brock Lesnar. There was no stipulation announced. So,
again, but they didn't say they were going to announce it this week like that they did last week.
Yeah, but you thought I would have liked it this week, though. So,
definitely. Like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Just fucking tell us what it is. Stop being so secretive.
Yeah.
Just fucking tell us what it is.
But anyhow, let's talk about NXT now. Since we didn't cover it last week, we're going to cover last week's Level Up real quick. And I say we, I mean me.
Yeah, that's right.
So, let me see if I can remember, because I deleted my notes. Briggs and Jensen beat Cal Dixon and Luca Crucifino. That was all right. I was on my phone most of the time during that match, so I didn't pay much attention to it. And then Lola Vice and Electra Lopez got interviewed. It was really bad, so just don't watch that. And then I think it was a tag match. I think it was Electra Lopez and Lola Vice versus Valentina Veloz, and I always forget her partner's name every week. Is it like you or Leon? It's something like that. I don't even remember what it is.
Yulisa Leon.
Yulisa Leon. Valentina Veloz and Yulisa Leon, whatever her name is, won. It was a really bad tag match. Thank God it happened on Level Up, not regular NXT, but that match was really bad. Again, it was on my phone most of the time during that match. I was also trying to make sure Xfinity stream was working and stuff, so I was kind of doing other things. Then there was a fire match. It was absolutely awesome. It was not Cal Dixon. It was Axiom versus Tavion Heights. That match absolutely ruled. Axiom wins with a golden rewind. So Level Up's going to be a C just for that Axiom Tavion Heights match. That match ruled. Like, go out of your way to watch that. Like, the golden rewind he hits is like one of the best golden rewinds he's ever done. That match should have been in NXT. I don't know why it wasn't. Yeah, take us through actually like this week's NXT.
So NXT started and happened and was thought upon on July 18th, 2023.
It did.
If it was any other day, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like if it was July 30th, that'd be interesting.
It'd be late as hell.
So they kicked off the show. It's Booker T and Vic Joseph as your commentators. Booker T, the Grunt Master himself.
Oh, he gets pissed on it. We'll talk about it later, but he gets pissed on this show too. Like, he
gets pissed, and then it distracts him for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Like,
this show is heavily highlighted by the Judgment Day once again.
Yeah,
being there and whatnot. So we kicked off the show with an in-ring segment with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Talking about the Judgment Day, and whatnot. Then Dragunov comes out and he issues a challenge. I think it was for Great American Bash.
He doesn't
accept it.
He doesn't issue the challenge because he's already #1 contender. But they are talking about their match. Yes.
They're going to make it official.
Yeah.
For for Great American Bash. That match is gonna fucking rule. So
Yeah, well,
I'm down for that. Then they had the backstage segment with Mustafa Ali and Wesley, and he basically says that he's gonna beat Dom, and then he's gonna face him at Great American Bash for the North American Championship.
yeah, both these segments were really good. I liked the Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams segment. I liked the Ilya Dragunov part of it. I really liked the face off there. And it was just really good stuff. Like, you wouldn't think they'd be great on the mic like together, because their characters are so different, but they actually worked really well like together on the mic. Like, they had the really good back and forth and stuff. And then obviously I liked the Wesley Mustafa Ali segment. I thought we thought it at the time anyways. It was good hype for the match at the Great American Bash.
Yeah,
it kind of shows Mustafa Ali's still kind of turning heel, because like he never offers to go even help like Wesley like counteract the Judgment Day or anything like that. He just says like, I don't want you to, he shows that he doesn't have any faith that he's gonna win, but like no one really, he's not gonna offer any backup or anything like that. So I liked that.
Yeah, it's basically he's being a cocky prick.
Yeah. But that might not happen anymore though. So.
Yeah, who knows? It might just, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
So they had a few video packages. I forget when they aired on the show, but they had the Dawn of NXT is back, and Tony D. Basically spotlighting him coming out of prison and Stacks meeting up with him.
Yeah.
And they did a segment with Baron Corbin where he was walking through this like fire area, like, torch area, and there's this hooded figure, and the hooded figure turns around, like Corbin walks up to it, hooded figure turns around, it's just himself, and it was really weird looking. I don't know if he shaved his eyebrows off. I don't know.
Yeah.
He looked really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Very bizarre looking Baron Corbin. Looked very menacing.
Yeah, I liked this.
But I liked it. It was really, both the segments are really, both the video packages are very, very good.
Yeah, the Tony D one I liked. For some reason in my notes, I don't know what happened, but I wrote Tony D live released. I guess he really wasn't released. It was a lie, I guess. So, he's lying.
I think you meant live release, and you the V.
Yeah, I don't know how. I think I hit the V too, but like I don't know. But
he lied about release. He actually wants to stay in prison because he liked the structure.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's typically how you would see someone get released from prison. I think I don't know. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, you go through like all these channels and basically, and it's what they did is legitimate.
Yeah. I do have to ask a question though. Obviously you have to check your brain at the door, but so I bet the police were thinking like, shit, this guy's clearly guilty and stuff, but you know we have to let him out here because they had a wrestling match and he can get out of it.
After all,
huh?
He is a mafia boss after all.
But they're just probably thinking to themselves like, wow, they had a wrestling match and I guess you have to let him go. Like, so what happens if this is big criminal? Can they just have like one of their guys? Like fight for them in a match and just be like, oh, we're gonna have a match now. So does that mean anyone could just go on a killing spree and then like, well, someone's gonna come fight a wrestling match for me and be like, and if that person wins, they're gonna I'll be out of jail pretty much. So it's like it does work because it is Tony D. He's like a mafia like kin and all that type of stuff. So it does work for him. But you know. If you just think about it in the terms of like, you know, logic and stuff, like, yeah. So Chris, you and I can just commit all these crimes now, and you know, if you fight for me and I fight for you in a match, and you win, I'll be out of jail really easy.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
Yeah, apparently. So
you can be a serial killer.
Yeah,
you can kill 100 people, and you just have someone fight a match for you.
Yeah.
And and the person who you picked wins now. No more life in prison with the possibility of parole.
Yeah.
None of that shit. No life sentences. Nothing. You're free.
Yeah. Think about all these people that
kill some more.
Yeah, think of all these people that like done these murders and stuff that are just gonna get off scot free now too. Like,
Oh yeah.
they'll probably go do more. They'll probably go do more murders and like, oh, okay, just go have another match for me. Just okay.
100 more people.
Yeah. So, and then as for Baron Corbin, I like this a lot. I don't know if you listened to his After the Bell podcast, but apparently a lot of people complained because one of the Baron Corbins was like taller than the other one. Baron Corbin did say there was a reason for this. I think where he was standing, like the ground was like a higher level and stuff.
He was that other himself was it was a little bit higher ground.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He had to walk up to get to that version of himself.
Yeah. So Baron Corbin says a lot of people were complaining about that online, but Baron Corbin like had to kind of explain, like he didn't really want to explain it type of thing, but you know he had to explain that way.
These people were fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's obvious that that's like a higher power type of Baron Corbin in a way, like kind of and not like higher power, but like more superior Baron Corbin. So it's obviously like he had to walk up a hill to go get to him.
Yeah, but like, that's that was everyone was complaining like, oh, it's meant to be the same guy, but one's taller than the other, but because he was on higher ground than like this bit, like the actual Baron. I don't know. I guess they're both Baron Corbin. I don't know, but.
I don't know, one of them didn't have any eyebrows, and it was creepy.
I think that was the point, though.
He was very creepy. He was very shiny. His head was very shiny.
Were you scared?
Yes.
I bet that bald head, too, like, you were, like, squinting, too. Well, I guess not, because it was at night, though, so.
Creepy. He's creepy. He's creepy Corbin.
Continue with the show.
We have Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza versus Heritage Cup champion Nathan Frazer and his tag team partner Dragon Lee, because they were fighting. Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazer were fighting in the honor of Valentina Feroz and Yulisa Leon, because they were, I guess they came up on, I don't think it was last week, I think it was like prior, and kind of like harassed them in a way, and they didn't like that, so the babyfaces didn't like it, so they challenged them to a tag match. This match, I'm not gonna go over it. Because it's just watch the match. It's four cruiserweights going at it. This match is really fucking good, and Nathan Frazer and Dragon Lee surprisingly won. I thought for sure that Humberto and Angel were gonna win.
Yeah.
Being it was their first big match back in NXT.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't mind them losing here just because I think we even said, like, we would prefer Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazer to win anyways because we want more for Dragon Lee. So I'm okay with them winning here. You know, the match was good enough where, like, I don't think Los Lotharios looked weak by losing and stuff like that. There was, like, a lot of near falls and all that type of stuff. They changed Nathan Frazer's music, and it's really bad now. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
His song his line last time was like pretty good, and now it's like really bad. I was worried they were gonna have Valentina Feroz and the other her tag partner like turn heel and join up with Los Lotharios, but I'm glad that didn't happen. But Shawn Michaels wasted no time.
Here we go. Because they were yelling at each other. Their family, their cousins, they were yelling at each other.
Yeah.
They got hot, and they started pushing each other. And, and fucking Humberto walked through the crowd afterwards after he shoved his cousin.
Yeah. So
I fucking hate this with a burning passion. What is... I'm going to ask you this question. You probably know the answer already. What is Shawn Michaels' fucking obsession and his fetish with breaking up tag teams? Is this an edict from up above? Or is this him? Because why bring them back down to NXT just to have them break up?
Yeah.
No fucking sense.
The answer I'll give you, I don't think this is an edict from up above because they were on the main roster. They were never gonna break up. They go to the second they go to
teased anything.
Yeah. The second they go to NXT, they tease a breakup. So this is definitely a Shawn Michaels call right here. Like,
because Shawn Michaels sweet chin music Mighty Jannetty in the face and then shoved him through the fucking glass through the glass window in the barbershop. Mm-hmm. And ever since that day, Shawn Michaels has made it his mission to destroy every tag team there ever was.
Yeah.
And ever is. Even the thought of a tag team makes him sad when they're put together.
Yeah.
But then in the creative meeting, he looks at it and he goes, "Ooh, how can we break them up now?
Yep.
This is a good idea."
Yeah.
Just
Not even just break them up. Because some teams he doesn't break up. Let's do a storyline where they're infighting with each other. Or let's have the tag team partners just have a match with each other, even though I can't break them up, type of thing. Like,
so they did that with the other 3 tag teams. It was where are they now? The 3
Level Up.
tag teams that fought each other.
Level Up.
Yeah, that's right. They're not even on fucking actual television anymore.
Yeah.
Brooks and Jensen.
Briggs and Jensen.
Not Brooks and Jensen. They're the same person. Briggs and Jensen, Malik Blade and Idris Enofe, and Tank Ledger and
Hank Walker.
Where the fuck are they?
Nowhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got broken up. Because guess what happened? At WrestleMania 21, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero had a tag team match. And guess what happened? 2 weeks later, they were fucking broken up.
They were.
We have matches with your tag team partner, one of them's going to be pissed that you won, and they're going to turn on you.
Yep.
I can't believe they don't, like... Stupid. Stupid, dumb, stupid.
Yeah, what the funny thing is, it doesn't...
Why can't we have Humberto and Angel go back to NXT, and here's a novel idea, compete for the tag titles?
Because that's too easy.
Not break up. Not break up.
Oh, by the way, this isn't going to be the last time you rant about this on the show, because another tag team breaks up on this show, too. Like...
I don't get why they're doing it. Like, there was no signs of it on the main roster, even remotely.
Yeah.
They had a match on the main roster, I think, like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they forgot about it.
Yeah, and they became a team.
And now they're going to go down there and feud? What's the point?
Yeah.
No one wants to see that. They're much better as a tag team.
Yeah.
Guess what? They get lost in the shuffle instantly. Because they get breaking up as a tag team, have one match, get called out.
What's his name likes to speak to you? Damon Kemp. Doesn't that prove my point? I can't even come up with his name right away. Doesn't that prove my point? Like...
Damon Kemp. What a waste of talent.
Yeah. Yeah,
too bad his brother's fucking going to the... competing in the Olympics.
He could be if...
the only person that can save him.
Yeah.
I think they've also hyped up for next week that Gable Stevenson's going to make up his mind and decide what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we already fucking know. He's already training for the Olympics, so...
But anyhow, yeah, this is just terrible. The match itself was fire, then obviously the post-breakup of Los Lotharios is just fucking awful.
So we have the pervert again, NXT Anonymous.
Yep.
Lurking, creeping in the shadows. And he's listening to Booker T and Roxanne Perez as they talked. What a fucking creep.
Yeah.
What a fucking creep. I can guarantee you this is going to go nowhere.
It hasn't. They've been doing this for like months. Hello? Uh-oh. Hello?
Hi?
Oh, I couldn't hear you for a second.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's just like so dumb.
Yeah.
Like
but
the NXT Anonymous thing isn't gonna go anywhere and they're not gonna like fucking it's stupid. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna be like just like it's not gonna have a conclusion, is what I'm saying.
But talk about what Booker T gives Roxanne Perez as like advice.
Yeah, I don't know why you got so mad about that on commentary though.
Yeah.
So
I think this was
games are next, and
talk about what Booker T said to Roxanne Perez, because I think that's when you cut out. So,
well, I didn't really say anything. I just said they had a conversation, and they were just giving her advice and whatnot.
So you probably, I think you probably cut out when Booker T was getting so mad about, because I didn't hear that part. So
they they had Gigi and Kiana were next, and then Booker T was completely fucking thrown off guard after they showed this, because he literally was distracted for about 10 minutes and didn't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
Vic Joseph tried to get him back into things, and he was so fucking rattled by this that he would say stuff, and he would say stuff during the match, and then would get pissed off in the next sentence. It was
at first
laughing.
Yeah, at first too, because they brought it up on commentary. Booker T was like, "What the hell is that? What is going on?" I thought he was playing a character at first, but he was like legitimately like pissed about this too. Like he was so
He couldn't even
mad.
focus on the fucking match. He was so pissed off.
I remember too. He's like during the match too. He's like giving praise to like Kiana James at one point, and then like he's like taking shots at it too. Like at least she doesn't come up and like spy on me when I'm trying to give someone advice and all that type of stuff. Like, oh, it was so good. Like he was so bad. It was so awesome. Like,
that was so fucking funny.
I think this was
Like, he
legit
literally
too. I
couldn't
think
focus the whole match.
he was legitimately pissed too. Like I don't think like.
And they showed him too before the match, and he was like, "What the hell was that?" Like,
It was hilarious.
he looks so pissed.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Kiana James won. Wrong person won. Match sucked.
Not just Kiana James won. She won because Gigi Dolan's a dumb babyface. She was obsessed with using this post, and it cost her the win. She didn't even. She got rolled up and lost. Like it was so stupid. It was. Just, if you think about it, this reminded me of Dean Ambrose when he tried to use the TV at TLC and they exploded in his face. It was the exact
made
same.
no sense either.
Yeah. Why would she even go for the post? He was gonna get disqualified. Like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Very fucking bizarre.
This was terrible.
Next, they show in a video package like Diamond Mine as she being sad, just sad Diamond Mine.
They're totally coming back.
Very sad. Yeah, just ripped down the banner on Diamond Mine, and now she's gonna be sad now.
Yeah, they're totally coming back. I think.
Oh, for 100% coming back.
Which they should.
Because it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
They've already said that it's already been leaked that they're coming. That this is going to be like a hiatus for like 3 weeks, and they're coming back. So might be the Great American Bash when they come back.
They should not come back. They should not come
Makes
back.
the
Though.
fucking stipulation fucking useless.
Yeah, it does.
Useless. Next we have Bronco Nima and Lucian Price versus Scripps and Axiom.
Oh, back to that rant again.
Which is weird. Yeah, because he's Scripps and he's Reggie. Of course, shocker, the Big Ben win. Yeah, and Scripps just fucking leaves.
Not just leaves. They set this match up earlier, and Scripps is the one that makes the match like official. It's his idea to have the match, and Axiom doesn't want to do it, but he says that he will team with them and stuff. But he tells them we're not a team and stuff. Doing like the match is going kind of like whatever. Like Axiom gets prepared to do a double team move with Scripps. Scripps hits him in the back of the head, like. And then he watches Scripps, not Scripps. He watches Axiom get the shit kicked out of him. He loses to I remember what he loses to, like some type of tag finish or something, some powerhouse finish. And then it looks like Scripps joining up with these guys because he leaves with these guys too. So,
weird, just weird.
But yeah, this goes just basically take over what we just said about Shawn Michaels and tag teams and put it here. He doesn't necessarily just love breaking up tag teams. There was no build at all, really. Like, they were just forming as a tag team and stuff. And then he just randomly decided, I'm done with this. God, I'm breaking them up.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. They've been a tag team for too long. You gotta break them up now.
How long have they been a team? Like, what, a month?
Not even. They had the match. Reggie lost his mask.
Yeah.
And then they faced Dabakato.
Yes.
After each of them had singles matches against them.
And then they beat him in a handicap
match. And they hysterically beat him for some reason.
Yeah. What is that?
Even though that wouldn't happen.
By the way, does that would not mean anything now that they just broke up?
And they're broken up now on July, whatever it was, 18th or whatever.
Yeah. And I think it was like June or May they did the
Yeah, they had the match in I think May, end of May, early June they teamed up. So it's been like a month and it's been not even a month maybe.
I remember I think they formed a team in June. So if you remember like Battleground had like just happened right when they kind of started doing this. So they don't even form.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
So it was like a month.
Yeah. Just imagine, by the way, like, we talked about this. Imagine how much. We talk about how great the bloodline when Sami Zayn was in it. Imagine how much Shawn would have rushed that storyline if he was booking it.
Oh, that
like,
would have been that storyline would have been done in 2 weeks.
The bloodline would have even lasted 3 years. It would have lasted, what, like...
2 weeks.
Yeah. Like...
It would have been over with.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 weeks. Usos win the tag titles.
Okay.
And then they all lose the belts. In 3 weeks.
Yep.
They hold the belts together for the 1 week, which is the second week. And then in the third week, they lose all the belts and they break up as a stable.
Yep.
3 weeks. Boom. Done. Finito.
It honestly felt like Shawn, like, was just done with this. He got bored of the storyline. He's like, yeah, we're done with this. See ya. Goodbye. He's just like, I'm done.
See here.
I'm bored. We're done. See, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's never like a match out of this or anything like that either. Like it just is over. Like,
no, it's gonna be over. It's not gonna even be a match. There's gonna be a segment.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a segment where it's like, why did you do this? Why are you teaming up with them? And then Reg is gonna be like, I don't know, I just felt like it.
Yeah.
Because I want big dudes to watch my back, and then they go, okay, and then they walk away from each other.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah, this is terrible. No one wants to boo Reggie either. Like, he's not a heel. His move sets babyface.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
By the way, this ruins Lucian Price and the other Bronco Lima now, because it's like, no one care. Now I don't care about them anymore. Like,
I don't either. This is like fucking AOP and Drake Maverick, essentially.
Yeah. You know what? You know what?
Fucking brought AOP up to the main roster and immediately put him with Drake Maverick.
That's his. Yeah, that's honestly what it feels like. By the way, Bronco Lima and Lucian Price, the like title card or what the thing that says their names, it was GTA like style thin, not good GTA style thin on it.
Just bad.
I don't even like the GTA games either. So you could tell I was pissed looking at that.
I have lost respect for you.
I shouldn't say I don't. I shouldn't say I don't like them. I'm just not good at it, so it makes me not like it.
No respect. None.
I don't blame you.
Lost it.
I don't need your respect.
Lost it.
I don't need your respect.
Lost it.
I don't need your respect. I don't need your respect. I don't need anybody's respect. So if you can't accept that, then, you know, respect over. We're just acquaintances at this point now.
Okay, acquaintance.
Yeah, continue with this show.
Okay, acquaintance. So Tony D's Homecoming is next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna go over it like all that well because it's great. You should just watch it yourself. It's fantastic. Yeah. I literally thought at one point, like near the end when they brought the tire irons out and whatnot, I thought Two Dimes was gonna come through the crowd for a second. I was like, oh wait a minute. I was like, hey.
Because he hasn't been on AEW recently, so.
He hasn't been on AEW since like the fall.
Yeah.
Or whatever, when they did that Sting thing with him.
Yeah.
They joined like the factory or whatever. The factory's not even a fucking thing anymore.
No, it's not.
But I thought that Two Dimes was gonna come to the crowd and like and assist them. Like in a surprise return or whatever. But that's what I thought was gonna happen. But I kinda liked it, but they brought out the tire irons irons. It's like a fucking idiot saying irons.
I didn't even notice.
And they fucking beat the crap out of Joe Coffey.
Yeah.
They beat him down.
Yeah.
And they challenged for the tag team titles at the Bash. The Tony D and Stacks, the family. So I love it. I thought the segment's fucking great. And they also tried to they put Mark Coffey through the table too. They did. And all the fucking food went on top of him. That was funny.
Yeah. I like this a lot. They did like make sense out of the whole like Stacks being the hat and everything like that. Like it was revealed that it was a ruse and all that type of stuff. I still think they could have gone about it in a better way though. Like
definitely.
But you know, I thought they made sense out of it. But I enjoyed this. I'm really worried Sean's not going to put the belts on after all this, though. Like, I'm really worried that's because if they go through all of this and they still don't win the belts, that's gonna be real. Then what did you do all this for? But knowing Shawn Michaels booking, I'm really worried that what could happen too because he's picking up tag teams. Then Stacks is going to turn on him for no reason, anyways, type of thing.
Here it comes. He did all that work to get him out. He actually played Tony D.
Yeah.
And now he's actually going to join Gallus Stacks for some reason.
It's so stupid. He's not rich. It's so stupid, but that sounds like something Sean would totally book.
He would. He definitely would. But the segment was fucking great. I loved it.
Yes.
You missed Tony D was looking absolutely dapper.
Yeah. You missed Eddie Thorpe interview. Unless you're going to cover it later.
I don't think I'm going to cover it at all. Since I don't even know what happened.
So Noam Dar gives an update. Like, he was supposed to do the Nova Rolla sessions, or whatever it's called, with Eddie Thorpe as his guest, but he calls it off just because he's still so distraught. We'll get to him. We'll get to him in a second. And then Eddie Thorpe gets interviewed. He talks about how he just wants. He really wasn't interested anyways. So Mensa, the metaphor come up and said to make it up to him. They're gonna give him some type of participation thing. I think a picture with Noam Dar as the NXT UK. Sorry, not the NXT Heritage Cup. You can't call it the UK Heritage Cup anymore because that's not a brand anymore. And Eddie Thorpe doesn't accept it, and it basically turned into a match between Oro Mensa and Eddie Thorpe. And now Noam Dar's in a fugue state now. He's on a wheelchair now at this point, and he's just gone completely insane. The best way I can describe it is Linda McMahon going into WrestleMania 17. That's basically how he is now, where he just is so mute now and all that type of stuff. It's really funny now. I'm really liking that storyline.
I'm just gonna cover that match now because it's right there.
Sure, why not?
Where you kind of, I'll cover it at all. Who cares? No one's gonna fucking. So, Oro Mensa fucking ends up winning the match against Eddie Thorpe, which is kind of surprising because Thorpe's been on a big roll recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because Noam Dar was fucking in a vegetative state in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And whoever the fuck it was, whoever the fuck it was, I think it was Jakara, was a Lash Legend, one of the two.
I think it was both, actually.
Picked him up out of the wheelchair and rolled him into the ring.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And the referee's just you gotta get out of here, but there's nothing he can do. He's just
he's fucking unconscious in the ring.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
He's just dead.
I think the ref had to roll him out too.
Ref rolled him out of the ring. That's wicked funny. I forgot that happened.
Yeah,
but love that. That's funny.
This was used as a distraction so Dijak could interfere in the match.
And then Oro Mensa wins. But that's the best part of it is that.
Yeah.
Was Noam Dar with the Academy Award performance.
Yeah, this match was fairly enjoyable. I enjoyed this. I like the fact we're getting to get Dijak versus Eddie Thorpe. That match will be awesome. I hope that match happens at the Great American Bash because I think it should. The only thing I didn't like about this is Eddie Thorpe got the jobber entrance. That should not have happened. He should have gotten.
Yes, I know. I remember that happening too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly completely forgot this match even happened until you mentioned Noam Dar.
Yeah, but
yeah, they come back from commercial break and he gets I was like, this dude just had an entrance at NXT Underground and was treated like a star.
Yeah.
And now he gets the jobber entrance. I'm like, as soon as I saw that happening, I was like, okay, push over now for Eddie Thorpe. It's done.
Yeah.
I was like, he's getting jobber entrances now. What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's not and his entrance is good. It's a good entrance. I don't know why you wouldn't show that on TV any chance you got. That would be this would be like Shawn Michaels having Finn Balor in NXT, Demon Finn Balor, and the Demon Finn Balor gets the jobber entrance. That's honestly what it's like.
Demon Finn Balor gets a jobber entrance.
That's the best. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You'd have the Undertaker get a jobber entrance.
That's they could get a jobber entrance. He's just in the ring.
Yeah.
Coat off, hat off, everything. Just standing there.
And he gets one of those jobber AEW dog style winning introductions if you remember too.
The Undertaker.
Yeah. Demon Finn Balor.
About
like it's like that's it. Like
now, let's get to the important people. After that, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are walking around backstage, and the Schism interrupt them.
Yep.
And then out comes creepy-looking Ilya Dragunov. By the way, I forgot to mention this too. He grew out his facial hair, and he looks extremely more heel than prior.
That might be
very heelish.
There may be something to that then.
Because he didn't have that. He didn't have the facial hair before.
I have to think if he had it last week. I don't know if he had it last week.
I didn't catch it in the opening segment with Carmelo.
Yeah.
But like seeing him backstage, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, that's like what usually heels do. When they're like getting ready to transition to a heel, they'll change their look a little bit.
Yeah.
Like on screen. So it's like, oh shit, something's going on here.
Definitely.
But they get into a backstage brawl basically. Trick and Carmelo and Ilya versus the Schism. And I think they made a 6-man tag, I think, for the next week.
They did.
And but yeah, so it's gonna be Carmelo, Trick, and Ilya versus the Schism.
So it seems like
that was a good brawl. Really good brawl.
So it seems like they've gotten away from the breakup of Grizzled Young Veterans from Joe Gacy now. It seems like
it seems like that's not happening now.
Yeah. So
because the only thing that would make sense is if they would have fucking lost the loser leaves fucking NXT match.
Yeah.
But no, they can't do that because now they have to complicate the storyline anymore because it's fucking. Because the Creed Brothers are coming back. So,
yeah.
What was the point of having a loser leaves NXT match for the Creed Brothers just to come back?
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense. You could have done the match itself and then have them get written off because they got the shit beaten out of them.
Yeah.
But instead, they do loser leaves NXT. Loser leaves NXT.
Yeah.
Not loser leaves NXT but comes back in 3 weeks. Match. That's not what it's called.
I feel like there's gonna be like some bullshit where they come back and it's gonna be revealed like Sean signed them to a new contract or something.
Oh yeah, that's 100% what it's something similar to that. Or they caught Joe Gacy unmasking after he clearly attacked them. After he got kicked out. I mean that person in the mask was awfully hefty.
Yeah.
And I know a hefty leader of a certain stable in NXT was kicked out of out of the match.
Yo.
It's gonna be something stupid where it's like that, where it's like they're gonna catch it that it's Joe Gacy causing a distraction or hitting them, or whatever, and it's gonna be a disqualification. They're gonna reverse the decision, and it's gonna be like a no contest or something.
Yeah.
To where it's like that, and then the fucking Creeds are gonna come back, and it's just gonna be fucking a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Instead of having them do the exact same thing that you did, but don't have a stipulation attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just after the match is up, you can even work on both the Creed brothers the whole match, like work on a leg, work on an arm, and then after the match, they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
The Creeds win with a fluky roll up, and Brutus is selling the leg, or Julius is selling the arm, or both of them, and one of them selling the leg, one of them selling the arm. One of them gets put in an arm breaker, and the other one gets put in an ankle lock or something.
Or better yet, do the same thing you did and just have the Creeds go to the main roster. That's even better.
If you wanted to keep in NXT, do the write-off and then have them come back to the Bash for the Hero's Return.
Yeah.
Or, like you said, what should be done when you have a loser leaves, L-E-A-V-E-S, leaves NXT.
Wait.
Not loser leaves and comes back.
You misspelled it.
Yeah, I'm good at spelling, I know.
Yeah, you wrote
L-E-V-I-S-I-C-S.
Yeah.
Yes. Believe me, I barely graduated high school.
I don't blame you.
Loser leaves NXT. Leaves!
Goodbye.
Not loser leaves and then comes back 3 weeks later match. That's
Hey.
not how this works.
This is better than how they did it in TNA. You remember, like, they did this? It was like Team Borash versus Team Matthews. Loser left Impact, and they went around it by Josh Matthews. Said, "Yeah, I left the building last week. That's better than that, at least." Like,
And dumb as shit.
yeah, but
Dumb as shit. That's Shawn Michaels' complicated, stupid fucking booking just for them to come back at the Bash, probably.
yeah,
Which seems more likely the case.
it's just so stupid.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Next, we have Thea Hale with Duke Hudson versus Elektra Lopez with Lola Vice. They cut a fucking promo at the beginning. I forget what she said.
It was bad.
She said something along the lines of like, "I'm tough, but I have someone who's tougher than me back."
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck she said.
It was one
Like,
of those.
It
It was one of those like little video promos that they did.
yeah, it was fucking made no sense.
I remember Booker.
Like, she basically said she wasn't tough at all, and then she had someone who was tougher who was backing it up.
Yeah,
Backing her up. Like, why?
yeah. Booker T was like talking Spanish the whole time during the match too, because Lola Vice was speaking like not Spanish, whatever language she speaks.
Yeah, they both speak Spanish, Elektra and Lola.
So Booker T like did the whole match almost. And this is when he was like Black Snow Booker T on commentary right here.
It comes out sometimes.
Yeah,
From time to time.
he was.
I don't think he means for it to happen, but Black Snow does come out from time to time.
And this was when Black Snow came out.
Pink Booker combination, like it comes out at times.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard when it happened too. It was like, oh my god, Booker.
It would just come out at times, like during commentary. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I didn't know what.
This is Black Snow commentating now. This is not Booker T.
Yeah.
But Thea Hale wins with the Kimura.
Yeah.
She taps her out, and then Tiffany Stratton comes out, and Thea basically says that she wants another match. And then she puts in the Kimura, which 1,000% she's going to lose now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thanks, Sean. Great booking.
Yeah.
Have the worst wrestler keep winning. Great.
She's also got. This is a submission match now too. That's why she put in the Kimura to make it so that way it was a
Yeah, I
submission.
can guarantee you Tiffany Stratton's going to win with a submission now.
Yeah. Can I actually tell you something that's going to happen too? She's not going to have a cast on her arm, and that's going to make Cody look. That's going to make Cody's injury look stupid if you think about it. Like,
Yes. Because she's not going to sell it, and then she's going to put her in like a fucking armbar, and then Thea's going to tap out.
Yeah.
Because
Because
it's gonna be some stupid submission that she does, and it's going to look shitty, and then she's going to win.
Because realistically, Tiffany Stratton should be like should have a worse injury than Cody. Because I'm pretty sure Thea Hale had her in the Kimura lock longer than Brock had Cody in the Kimura lock.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it looked more brutal than what Brock
Yeah.
was doing. So.
I guess you could make sense out of it because, like, they'll probably say, like, you know, Thea Hale doesn't have, like, the technique like Brock Lesnar has because she's new to the move. But you get locked in a Kimura lock, you're locked, like, that should like, break your arm type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you
Fucking
know,
stupid.
they're gonna...
It's just done. We already know what the outcome is.
Yeah,
You don't even need to have the match. Just skip all the match of Great American Bash because you already know who's winning.
yeah. It sucks.
Fucking stupid. Fucking dumb. The least talented NXT Women's Champion of all time.
And I hate
That's saying something because the champion prior to Roxanne Perez was the least talented of all time.
Yes. Yeah, we have not had a good NXT Women's title reign since Raquel. I know you're going to say, well, Roxanne Perez, but Roxanne Perez's title reign was really bad if you think about it. Like, it really was bad.
They took the title off her for no reason, and she's been so stuck in the mid card. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Way too good to be fucking feuding with. Well, nah, I shouldn't say that because Blair Davenport's awesome, but like,
Yeah.
that should be like a main event level feud because she's literally been taking people out, and Roxanne Perez being the ultimate fucking babyface is out here to fucking save the day, and she's badass.
That should be the title match, honestly, at the back.
Exactly. Because Roxanne Perez should be the fucking champion still.
Yeah. I was going to say something else. I don't remember what it was, though. Oh, I think Duke Hudson might be turning at the Great American Bash, too. It seems like they may finally go that way. I know you're going to say, like, well, they haven't gone there yet. They
did almost at one point.
Yeah. But I think
I
that
think
might...
we're going to get past the almost.
Yeah. I think this might be the time he turns heel.
I think it's going to be stupid. It's going to be dumb if that happens.
And this is even stupider just because, like, it doesn't even make sense for him to turn now. Like, they haven't been building...
It would have made sense, like, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense now. What's if they're going to bring back Brady Booker or whatever the fuck his name was?
I don't know. I like him, but Duke Hudson now fits the role of Chase U so much
Oh,
better.
Duke Hudson's awesome in Chase U, but they're going to fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
I already know it. It's already coming.
I would actually... I would
can't
prefer...
like anything in NXT.
I would prefer if that guy...
They can break it up.
Yeah. I would actually prefer this happening, actually. Brody Hayward comes back as a heel and wants to take down Chase U for basically replacing him with Duke Hudson, which that doesn't really make sense, but honestly, like it really would, and Andre Chase could be like, well, you stopped showing up to classes, man. Like you can't be like doing that crap.
You failed my class. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, but they could make it work. I think they could make it work. I think
they could make it work because I think Duke Hudson fits awesome in the group and Chase U, and it's just like.
Think about it too. That was not going
to really grown the entire fucking crowd.
And I hate to say this, if Brody Hayward didn't get fired, we wouldn't have even seen like Duke Hudson would have been like a heel in the group type of thing. Like,
oh, yeah, I don't think he would have. He would not have been. He wouldn't have been a part of the group at all.
No, because remember he was in the group. He was in the group right before Brody got fired, but it was basically like a heel thing type of thing. Like he wasn't going to be a babyface if you remember. Like,
I thought no, he was after.
No, he was right. It was a week before Brody Hayward got fired. Because if you remember, that's why he carries the flag. That's why he started carrying the flag eventually. Because
interesting. I thought he was the replacement for Brody. I didn't know that he was there the week prior.
Yeah, no, he was. Duke Hudson was going to be brought in. I think as like a heel, like in the group. Like Andre Chase wasn't going to know about it, type of thing, and like he was going to be a dick to Brody Hayward. But obviously, because Brody Hayward got fired. They changed the storyline type of thing. So
I always thought that he was a replacement, but I guess not. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he did end up becoming the replacement, but he was in the group prior to Brody getting fired. It was only a week, so that's what. You can't even. You probably don't even remember what you had for breakfast earlier, so that's why you don't remember this. So.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all actually, because I thought he was the replacement. Well, he would end up becoming the replacement, but I thought he was. But I thought he joined like the week after.
Yeah, no, it was like
released.
It was like the week before that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It is an interessant.
Yeah, I bet you're thinking to yourself like, "Wow, I'm gonna have to pay attention here. Owen's gonna call me out."
I'm gonna have to go back and watch NXT from 3 months ago.
Yeah,
4 months ago. When the fuck it was?
I'm spoiling 3 months of shit now. Like you're probably thinking, "It's like I didn't see it. I didn't see that episode. You're spoiling it for me." Damn it, Owen.
Acquaintances.
Oh yeah, that's already happened. Yeah. I remember the acquaintances thing, by the way. Next time you want me to buy you food doing the pay-per-views now and stuff. I'm going to remember that, by the way, that we're just acquaintances.
We're the acquaintances now. Well, we're acquaintances now. Enemies is the next step. Enemize.
I'm pretty close, because you already know I didn't like Triple H's theme song in the Attitude Era. Now you know I'm a GTA fan, so it's, you let me get away with a lot of stuff right now, so...
I do let you get away with a lot of stuff. You're a child at heart.
Yes, I am. And buying SpongeBob games, that's like, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, oh my gosh, what is this kid doing?
I can't complain because I have it.
Yeah, that's true. There's something else, though. Trying to get you to go to AEW shows, like, I'm already...
Not that.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of strikes against me right now, like, type of thing.
Oh, there's tons.
Yeah. There's something else.
I have a whole list.
Calling wrestlers the wrong names.
Big strikes.
Yeah, there's a lot of strikes going on right now.
Big ones.
Yeah.
So then they do the crossover between Tony D and Dom, because Dom's backstage with Rhea.
I like that.
And they kind of walk by, and then Rhea pulls fucking Lyra Valkyria aside, and basically tells her to be her dominant self that she saw originally in the UK brand.
I like that.
I like that a lot. That was really good.
I hope this leads to like a women's world title match on NXT between Rhea and Lyra. That'd
be sick. I would love that.
I think they really put on a great match and stuff.
And yeah, that match would be awesome. I think I'd honestly give the boost to Lyra because she's in such a rut right now.
Yeah.
Where it's like fucking nothing's like she's lost a lot of steam.
Definitely.
From the UK days.
Not even just that, but like then she was meant to feud with Cora Jade, if you remember, like right away. But then Cora Jade had to go away, so they didn't have any plans for her. So
speaking of Cora Jade, she's in a useless feud. She wasn't even on the show, so good for her. Thank God Shawn Michaels nothing to book, right?
Yeah, they did like a video package with like Kalani Jordan and Dana Brooke where they were like training and stuff, and then Cora Jade like watched it and got mad about it. Just you can do all this stuff, but you don't have a kendo stick. And guess what it's setting up, Chris? A kendo stick match. You know,
I hope she loses and turns face.
She won't.
Never will because Shawn's stupid. He doesn't know that this gimmick is run its course about 4 months ago.
But this is also the same guy that broke up. That's about to break up Los Lotharios for no reason. So
yeah, need them to feud, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah.
So next we have Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez in a side-by-side interview segment kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, there was like fire here and stuff. I enjoyed this.
Adds more fuel for the feud. I like it.
I mean, I do have a little bit of a critique, and that it doesn't really make sense for them to do a rematch. Like, we missed a big thing of the storyline where Roxanne Perez came back and attacked her and stuff. Like, they just announced a match again for no reason. It's like Shawn continue. Like, Blair Davenport's won. Why does she feel the need to continue doing this feud type of thing?
It's like there's point A and point C, and they skip over point B.
Yeah. And you're kind of booked into a corner here because Blair Davenport kind of needs to win this match to make herself look strong. Like, I feel like if Roxanne Perez wins, it's going to be like 50-50 booking. No one's getting over. And then they have to do another match. And then if Roxanne Perez loses, she's like lost in her hometown. And I don't typically love it when wrestlers lose in their hometown unless it makes sense. And, you know.
She would need to lose by... I think she needs to lose by, like, shenanigans.
There need to be a stipulation to this match, I think, too.
Yeah, a stip would, I think, would protect her.
Yeah.
Because if she outright loses, she's dead.
Yeah. But...
She's lost a lot of momentum recently. And she can't... I don't think she really can't afford losses right now.
Yeah.
And neither can Blair, which is, like, a weird feud, I guess. Like, it's not like she's feuding against Cora Jade, where Cora can afford to eat losses. She can't... Neither of these can afford to eat a loss.
Yeah. I will say this too. I wonder if it feels like this is the only reason this match is happening is because it's in Roxanne Perez's hometown. So it's like that's why Shawn skipped point B because he kind of like we need to. If that's the case, then where was Roxanne Perez last week? You could say she was selling the injuries, but it's like that could have been point B right there. You know, you just don't have a show up last week. It's like what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So while this was good, like we missed point B. So we needed that part of the storyline, but it's not there. Doesn't exist.
It's not there. It's never going to be there. So now that we have in the main event of the evening, we have the NXT North American Championship match. It's Wes Lee, the North American Champion, versus Rip-Off Eddie Guerrero with Rhea Ripley at ringside. This match. I was forced to do this review, by the way, because of the little piece of shit. The match itself, though, pretty damn good. Main event, I'd say. Do you say so myself?
I bet you hate to say that.
Yeah, it's because of Wesley.
Okay, there you go. You found a way to turn it around.
This match was great, only because of Wesley, not because of Rip-Off Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, they go. Judgment Day gets involved, and Wesley goes for a cardiac kick, but he misses and hits. I think he hits Damian Priest with it on that because he's up on the apron. And Rip-Off Eddie Guerrero pins him and wins the North American Championship because Finn Balor and Damian Priest got involved, and it was a big distraction. And we
hit him with the Women's World Heavyweight Championship too. So
they needed lots of shenanigans. Rip-Off Latino Heat won the North American Championship.
He did.
Walmart version of Latino Heat won the North American Championship. And that adds another title to the collection of the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Now. Now they have 2 titles in the briefcase. Really good match. Interesting that they would take the belt off of Wes Lee before his match against Ali. I feel like this was a edict from up above, I think. Seems like it, because they've been promoting this match for a little while now. Especially like Wes Lee as champion against either Tyler Bate or Ali. And it just seemed to me like so random that they would take the title off of him before his match against Ali.
That's fair.
It seemed very odd and rushed. But I don't hate it.
Wow!
I
Wait,
don't.
say that again.
I just
Nope. Say you.
Yeah.
You know, you just said it. So I have it on recording, so you got to say it again. What say? Say that again.
I hate it.
No,
So don't worry.
that's not what you said. You said I don't hate it.
I hate to give this idiot props, but yeah, he's a little piece of shit. But I didn't hate the match. Yeah, and rip off Walmart bargain brand fucking great value. Eddie Guerrero won. But yeah, the match itself wasn't bad. That was good. The distractions were kind of needed in a way because it does make Wes Lee look really fucking strong.
Yeah.
Too at the same time, even in defeat. But yeah, Dum Dum won, as Rhea calls him.
I like this a lot. The match itself was really good. I'm honestly okay with them doing this title change. You know, like I said, I think it does feel very last minute, but you know, there's reports they're trying to make NXT a third brand. What better way to do that than to put, because it's to put the belt on someone that's a main fixture on Raw with Dominic Mysterio and like Judgment Day. You know,
Again, first they've done this previously, but I've heard a lot of complaints too that like, why does Dom get the title and get to be on main roster, but Solo wasn't allowed to have it on the main roster?
That's a Shawn Michaels booking. The way they explained it was the match wasn't sanctioned. This match obviously was advertised for a week versus Solo, where if you remember that was just he came out and was randomly a champion. But again, it's Shawn Michaels booking, so you can't really, you have to make the most sense of it, out of it as you can.
Exactly.
But yeah, I enjoyed this. I think actually it makes sense that Wes Lee lost the belt, honestly, for the title match, because in wrestling and in sports anyways, you have to play spoiler and stuff like that sometimes. You have to do things unpredictable like this sometimes. You know, yes, they advertised that match, but like, I actually kind of, I would prefer they did this more, not all the time, obviously, because then you're going to diminish your pay-per-views, but every once in a while, you have to kind of throw like a, like, you know, a hat in the trick like that sometimes. Like, okay, just because you have this match, you know, because then now we're going to go into like, because it obviously makes the title matches really predictable. You know, like, a lot of people, when they have the champion defend their belt before they defend it on a pay-per-view, don't think they're going to lose. So now you've kind of set that standard and said, hey, now the champion can lose his title before his big title defense and all that type of stuff. You have to do that type of stuff sometimes. And you can't do it all the time, but I actually like the fact that they did it. And I actually think there's a lot of things you could do now with Dom as NXT North American champion. You know, you could have him not be the fighting champion like you know he's going to be, Chris. And I think, too, it helps that Wes Lee was this workhorse champion. That, you know, Dom's going to be such a different champion and everything like that. And I think he can really help that NXT, like, a brand. The thing I didn't like on commentary is Booker T was mentioning, you know, that this is basically like Dominic Mysterio going back to like college football now and all that type of stuff, which is a fair comparison, but it doesn't, he shouldn't be saying that because they're trying to make NXT a third brand, and that's not helping their case by saying stuff like that. They shouldn't even, like, I get that's the comparison, but if you're making NXT a third brand, you shouldn't say stuff like that, just because it doesn't help your case of making NXT a third brand. But, again, I like the fact that they did this. Like, again, you can't do this all the time, but this reminded me, I'm trying to think of, like, a time where, like, a title had changed hands when there was a pay-per-view match announced. And because I'm pretty sure this has happened before. Again, I think more companies. Oh, I remember a time it happened. Didn't Ciampa win the belt on NXT and Aleister Black already had a title defense like announced, so they changed it. I'm pretty sure that was
I remember that happening.
yeah. I'm pretty sure
Something
that.
similar.
So again, I think you should do. I think you should do this a little bit. Um, I'm pretty sure they did this another time too. I'm just having trouble like thinking of it and all that type of stuff. But what do you think? Do you think they should do do you think they should do this every once in a while type of thing? Where
Yeah, it's some unpredictability to it. Yeah, like I mean, it's not like I'm not mad about it,
yeah.
but yeah, it adds some intrigue and makes people want to watch NXT. It gets eyes down there, obviously. Like it's gonna this. I don't know the rating yet, but it probably drew a big the views probably went up a lot.
It did. This
week
was like
prior.
the second highest rated NXT episode all year. If I had to guess, probably the higher one was probably when Seth went down there to defend it.
Oh, Seth, all in total, like included like tape, DVR and shit, was almost 1 million.
Yeah.
Which like in actual views though was like 7 something.
Yeah. So
like again, it's gonna you have main roster talent come down to NXT. It's gonna bump your ratings up for that week.
Yep.
Or 2 weeks or whatever.
And again, Dom will show up with the belt now on the main roster, and it gets things over and all that type of stuff. So
Exactly, yeah.
And now there's another belt that the main roster talent can fight for now too, so that's good. But yeah, so that was NXT. What do you give NXT as like a letter grade? I'm gonna give NXT like, believe it or not, I know we did a lot of ranted, but I'm giving NXT a B+ just for the main event alone.
Yeah, B+. It was a really good show.
Yeah.
The opening segment was good. I liked the Tony D homecoming, and the main event was really good.
And the Los Lotharios, Dragon Lee, and Nathan Frazier match was really good. By the way, I know the guy that can take the title off of Dom. This could be the Von Wagner babyface one that we want. He could take
a squash.
Yeah, I know you're being kayfabe, but honestly, it should be a squash. Like, that's the perfect guy.
No competition.
Huh?
No, not a competitive match. I want Von Wagner to come in. I want to be hit it with a brutal ass powerbomb and pin him in 20 seconds.
Yeah. But now so that's basically it. Let's go through main event now. Main event took place on July 19th, 2023. We had the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Kevin Patrick. They were very nice to each other on commentary. I thought they were in great moods. Byron Saxton said that he's going to let Kevin Patrick, borrow one of his suits for SummerSlam. So that's
fucking way.
Yeah, so that's really nice. Wait, what? I assume you're saying no way.
No way. What a nice man.
Yeah. Again, just treat Byron Saxton nice. He's a nice guy. Like,
what a nice man.
It kicked off with Riddick Moss versus Akira Tozawa. Riddick Moss won with a jackhammer. I'm not a fan of Riddick Moss. He might be like my least favorite guy on the main roster. He's just really bland and generic and just not very good.
He really is. He's so bland.
And yeah, I would have had Tozawa win this. I'm sick of Tozawa like getting jobbed out left and right. Like he should have won this. Then we had the main event. It was Apollo Crews versus JD McDonough. This was the third match in their trilogy. This was probably the worst in their trilogy, but it was still really good stuff. Apollo Crews won with a pop-up Samoan drop, and we got to start doing something now with Apollo Crews and JD McDonough. Like, Apollo Crews should be on, like, what did you call the guy up for if you were just going to send him to main event forever? Like, he should be, at least on the main roster. He doesn't have to do anything big, but have him have one of these matches between Apollo Crews and JD McDonough should have been on Raw. Like, and JD McDonough, like, I know the teasing that he's Jordan Judgment Day and stuff like that, but we need to. I know you said like give it time, but we haven't seen anything from it for a while, and the guy's losing on main event. Like this is not a good start for any of these guys on the main roster. So main event was okay. I'll give that like a C. Does it? I know you'll cover main event, but what do you think of how Apollo Crews and JD McDonough are doing on the main roster so far?
As a analysis, give it an F.
Okay.
You see the fucking you saw the teases with Judgment Day, and they were teasing adding a new member, and it was going to be JD, and now it's like gone. There's no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to bring this thing back up in a few weeks or whatnot, but they need to fucking do something with him and stat.
Yeah.
And Apollo Crews has fucking been dead for years.
Yeah.
So there's no fixing him. You can turn him heel, and it won't work. You can turn him back face again, and it won't work. You send him back to NXT, and he'll get lost in the shuffle. He gets lost in the shuffle everywhere. Just fucking release him. If you're not going to use him right, like, he just gets lost in the shuffle so easily.
Yeah. I think the best, if I had to make a suggestion, release him, and I think he should just travel the Indies to get his career back going again. Like, I think the best recommendation is he should go to Impact. I think he'd do really well at Impact, I think.
I think he'd thrive in Impact.
Honestly,
a lot of guys his size, like Jonathan Gresham and shit like that, like, thrive in Impact.
One match I think I would love to see him versus Moose in a match. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I remember Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, that was main event. Let's go over SmackDown now. SmackDown's getting knocked down a letter grade because they didn't stick to the brand split. What is that? They lasted 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 weeks.
Because Dominic Mysterio was on SmackDown. Now, what are you going to say, Chris?
That's the brand split.
Yeah. I know you're going to say, well, SmackDown was in Orlando. There was NXT talent. Dom's technically NXT talent. No! Because they ruined it anyways, because Rhea Ripley was on SmackDown. So, you can't even do that as a defense. Screw the brand split, I guess. So, SmackDown's getting...
brand split.
Yeah. SmackDown's getting...
the brand split.
By the way, I just realized something. I can't watch SmackDown anymore. Remember what I said last week?
Uh-oh.
Because I said if LA Knight didn't win the 4-way, I wouldn't watch SmackDown anymore.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know what to do.
Someone made boo-boo.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I guess I have to... I guess I'm done. I said I'd never watch SmackDown ever again, too. So what do I do, Chris? Am I done?
I will say this. As the co-host, I'll let it slide.
Okay. There you go.
I'll let it slide.
Because I thought he was winning. Like...
I thought he was winning, too. It shocked me.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Why are they doing Rey versus Santos?
Yeah.
We don't need this. Again, tag team partners fighting each other. You don't need it.
Yeah, but anyhow, let's just start talking about the show. They did an exclusive with Dominic Mysterio came up and like demanded respect from everybody, but you know he didn't really get any respect. So it was like backstage and Kathy.
Dude, you fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
You gotta earn it.
And then we had the show. It opened up with a 4-way match. It was LA Knight, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and LA Knight, Rey Mysterio. And Cameron Grimes, I kept forgetting about him in the match. He was just kind of there. Very good 4-way. I would just go watch it. It was really excellent. LA Knight did a promo saying that he was going to win. And then during the match, Rey Mysterio hit the 619 in the splash. And Theory pulled him out of the ring and threw him into the steps. Because they had got into an altercation like earlier where he almost took out Theory. And then... I was thinking to myself, okay, this is going to be what LA Knight wins this then. This is going to cause him to win. That's not what happens. And I got really mad. Everyone booed the crap out of this. The second he gets hit with that bro kick, everybody knew he wasn't winning, I think. Because there was no way at that point he was winning. And Ray hits the head scissors into a roll-up onto Cameron Grimes. And, yeah, I was really disappointed about this. This took me out of SmackDown for a little bit. LA Knight really should have won this. The only reason I can come up with, 2 reasons I can come up with, is Santos is a babyface right now, and they think, they don't want Santos to get booed and LA Knight to get cheered. And there's rumors that Rey Mysterio's facing Roman Reigns. I think the match is official at a house show in Mexico for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, so maybe they want to try to build up Rey Mysterio a little bit. I don't think you need to. It's Rey Mysterio. How much more do you need to build the guy up? But
exactly, yeah.
This was a bad decision. Theory needs to lose that belt like soon, and LA Knight was the perfect guy to take the title off of him, and it looks like LA Knight's going to be left off SummerSlam now, because I don't know what he does at SummerSlam. So this was a terrible choice. The match.
Yeah, it looks like Logan Paul's going after Ricochet. So
This match was absolute fire. The finish really ruins this match. LA Knight should have won this match, and there's no reason that he did. There was absolutely no reason in the world that he didn't. So, what do you think?
I agree. So shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
LA Knight 100% should have won
Mm-hmm.
because it makes sense. Again, internally right now, LA Knight's still listed as a heel. I've never seen a heel come out to a face reaction that rivals Bad Bunny and in the ring does his fucking LA Knight chant.
Yeah.
The LA Knight elbow, and the whole crowd does it.
It's not like, too, one of those things where he's acting like a babyface right now. Like, he's acting like a babyface. Like,
that's not a fucking heel. Like, I just don't get, like, why not make the switch now, like 3 weeks ago, and have him feud with Austin Theory, the heel,
yeah.
and win the belt. It's not this difficult of a concept. They always have to make everything so fucking difficult and hard on themselves. Because you know why? Because LA Knight got over organically.
Yeah.
And what do they hate most? When you get over organically. Because that means they can't dictate who you cheer for.
Yeah.
Or who you boo.
Like...
They need to turn him face, and that feud against Austin Theory would have been fucking money.
Yeah. And I know Triple H said we have to be patient when it comes to that. No, I don't want to be patient. The guy's over right now. Push the guy right now. Like, he tried to use the Sami Zayn storyline as an example because Sami Zayn, that was organic. LA Knight, everyone wants this guy to be pushed. We didn't get the Money in the Bank win, and we were going to accept that. But this guy needs to be pushed. The guy's in his 40s, by the way, too. He's not going to be wrestling much longer. So you have to push this guy now. Like, you got to kill the you got to kill the buzz. Like,
well, it's okay because Damian Priest is 3 months older than him, but for some reason, gets the briefcase and a push.
Yeah,
I don't get how that makes sense. Vince hates old people, but yet the Money in the Bank winner is 3 months older than the guy that he hates.
Yeah. This does feel...
So what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sick of this. Then Austin Theory's backstage. He wants a match with Santos Escobar because Escobar came out there and attacked him and stuff. And Adam Pearce says, yeah, we'll make the match official. It will be for the United States title. And Theory's just like, no, you got to earn that stuff. It's just going to be a non-title match, I mean. And Pearce is like...
It'd be different if it's a non-wrestling match.
Yeah. And Pearce is just like, okay, well, the match is official. This didn't really make sense. Like, why did Adam Pearce just be like, I'm the boss here. You're putting your belt on the line tonight, pal. Like, that didn't really...
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the boss. Championship on the line.
Yeah. But, whatever. We find out why, I guess, later, but, it is what it is. That segment was okay, I guess. Like, Theory's just so bland now that he needs to lose that title. And I don't think he's losing the title now anytime soon, too. Like...
Oh, yeah, definitely not. It's just really weird.
Yeah. Then we had Charlotte Flair versus Io Sky with Bayley on commentary. I don't think we broke the news down because I don't think it had happened yet at the time. Bayley just is fighting an injury. There was a house show match where there was a triple threat match between Asuka, Charlotte, and Bayley. And Bayley got a knee injury, so the match had to get stopped. And she was able to walk on her own power and leave the arena and everything like that. But she wasn't wrestling here, and she doesn't take a bump or anything like that on this show. So, if I had to make a guess, it seems like it's just going to be like a quick thing where she'll be able to recover from it fairly quickly. But her wrestling at the moment probably isn't going to happen. I think that's probably why they're changing the Shotzi storyline a little bit because Bayley can't do anything at the moment. So, anything you want to say about Bayley's like injury and all that type of stuff before I break down this match?
It just sucks that you got hurt. It was just such an innocent thing that happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with their job being so physical, it could just go at any moment.
Yeah.
And the ACL. And it's just like, no, she didn't need crutches. She wasn't in a brace or anything. So we're hoping praying maybe it's just like a tweak or something that's not like serious.
Yeah.
But you just never know with that type of injury. It could be or her knee could be a torn ACL, or it could just be a sprain, or she just tweaked it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because she went down and immediately grabbed it.
We don't know if she was
So
on
it
a.
was like,
I think we don't know if she was on a knee brace because she was also wearing lawn pants here, so we couldn't even see if there was a knee brace on her. So,
yeah, exactly. You couldn't really tell.
yeah.
But usually, if they have like that type of injury, they wear it on the outside of their pants to show you.
Okay.
Like, look at, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
But it wasn't there, so I don't know if she. I mean, she could have got off it unscathed.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing if that's the case.
So.
Or just.
Yeah. This match was fire. Just go watch it. It was absolutely awesome. During the match, Bayley tries to interfere, but Shotzi's video plays, and she's just teasing Bayley. It's very horror movie-ish, which makes sense because she's like a big horror movie fan and everything like that. If I imagine if Bayley didn't get hurt, they would have just had Shotzi actually come out and attack Bayley, but I think they had to improvise here. And Bayley went to the back and was all scared and everything like that, so the match continued. I like the fact that they didn't go right to the finish. The match went on for like about 5 more minutes, which I thought was great because it didn't make Io Sky look really bad. Like, there was still a struggle and everything like that, and eventually Charlotte won with the natural selection and beat Io Sky. I'm okay with Charlotte winning just because she's also challenging for the women's belt. I think it's a triple threat match. It's Bianca versus Charlotte versus Asuka, so I'm okay with Charlotte winning. Just don't make this a habit because it's always the mistake that they make with the Money in the Bank contract holder where they can never win any matches before they cash in.
If it's a one-off, it's okay.
Yeah, but if it does become a regular thing, I will start complaining about it. And then Asuka attacks Charlotte after the match and puts her in the armbar for a while and stuff. So there you go. What'd you think of this match and everything like that?
I thought it was really, really good. Yeah, I'm with you in the fact that it shouldn't be all the time that Io, loses. And if it becomes like a problem, then fucking Christ, they need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
But a one-off loss to Charlotte, who's super hot right now, on fire, and she's competing for the title. I don't mind it. But yeah, if it becomes a habit, it's going to be a fucking mistake.
Yeah. Then, Dirty Dom and Rhea Ripley get interviewed. What are they doing on SmackDown? They did show NXT talent in the crowd because they were in Orlando. We saw Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams in the crowd. We saw the Lees in the crowd, Dragon Lee and Wes Lee, so that was awesome that they were sitting next to each other. Backstage, I think this is like before this, we saw somebody walking around backstage. I forget who it was, but we saw Tony D and Stacks. We saw the Creed brothers, so that shows they're going back to NXT, by the way. If they were there, that doesn't make sense, but that shows they're definitely going back to NXT. And then I think we saw somebody else backstage that I'm forgetting, but yeah. Oh, what's the name? The twins that just signed recently. We saw them in the crowd.
Oh, the Cavalier twins.
Yeah, they saw them in the crowd.
Fucking everywhere. They need to stop being everywhere.
Yeah, it's really weird because they haven't even been on TV yet. So a lot of people I think are excusing it because Dom's NXT North American champion, but again, there's a brand split. Dom's on Raw, Rhea's on Raw. If there was no Rhea, I wouldn't have complained about it. Like if it was just Dom there, I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, Dom's on Raw, Rhea's on Raw. You have a brand split, stick to it. Nothing more I can say. I don't know what I can really say about that anymore. But he gets interviewed. He brags about being an NXT North American champion. Pete Dunne comes up to him and says that he wants to fight him for the title. And Shawn Michaels comes up. Well, no, Dom says at first like he'd love to make the match, but he's not properly ready. And there's nobody here to sanction the match. So then Shawn Michaels comes up and said that he's going to go talk to Adam Pearce and go make the match official. He almost says Pete Dunne here, if you notice. He almost says it, He really wanted to say it. And I'm like, come on, Shawn, just say it, man. Just say it. He's like, and I can't say the name because then I'm stuck to it. He's like, Shawn, he was about to pronounce the P and then he just says the name that he is now.
It's Push.
Yeah, so he was about to, so this was pretty funny, right? That was pretty funny. But yeah, again, Sean, nobody but Chris would have blamed you. So, but anyhow, what did you think of this backstage segment right here?
It was okay. It was good.
You,
Set up a match. It's okay. As long as if it's setting up something, I don't care.
so you were okay? They didn't stick the brand split then.
They should have stuck to it.
Okay, because they could have just done not this match on Raw because obviously Pete Dunne's on SmackDown, but you could have had Dominic Mysterio. I almost did it again. I almost called him I almost said Damian Mysterio.
Damian Mysterio.
But you could have had Dominic Mysterio face somebody else on Raw or something. So then the Bloodline's backstage. It shows earlier the Bloodline arrive. And then the backstage, there's this look that Roman Reigns is giving Solo Sikoa like it's teasing something. So I thought that was awesome. What'd you think of that stuff?
Great.
Yeah, it's just great.
Keep teasing.
Yeah.
I want to be teased.
Roman Reigns is going to be by himself pretty damn soon, and Cody's going to be right there. He's going to be right there. WrestleMania 40. Uh-oh.
Codation.
Huh?
The Codester.
Yeah.
He's going to be right there.
Then we
With all
had
the code.
Damage Control backstage. Sky doesn't know what's going on, and they're just leaving, and we see that in Bayley's suitcase, there's like scissors stabbed with her picture on it and stuff.
Ooh!
Yeah, so that's... Bayley like looks at it too, like something was done with her suitcase, but like you couldn't even. How would she even know? Because the suitcase was like flipped the other way. Like how would she even know? Like a suitcase was messed with. Like that's kind of weird. Like she should have just turned that shit over and be like, oh, what's going on here? But I don't know. What did you think of this segment? I liked it, but I feel like that one thing kind of annoyed me.
I liked it. It was decent. It set the point across that it was obviously Shotzi.
Yes.
But yes, I like.
I feel like I don't think it was Shotzi. I think it was you that did that.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, thanks for coming clean.
I just admitted it.
Yeah. Then we had Austin Theory versus Santos Escobar. Really good match here. I liked the commentary here. Wade Barrett was trying to defend Austin Theory by talking about how this is a play move by Austin Theory because this way he could scout the talent and know all of Santos Escobar's best shots and stuff like that. And Michael Cole was like, well, what if Austin Theory loses this match? Then what happens then? He's just like, oh, don't worry about that, Cole. Don't worry about it. That's not going to happen. So I thought the commentary was really awesome here. And then... But Michael Cole said, happen. Santos wins with the Phantom Driver. Uh-oh. Not a good plan,
Weedy
Austin.
boy.
Huh?
Weedy boy, you are wrong.
He was wrong. I enjoyed this. Unfortunately, now it makes kind of the match between him and Ray predictable next week. Then now you know Santos is going to win, so that kind of sucks. But, yeah, what'd you think of this?
I like the match, but yeah, it's utterly predictable now.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley's backstage. He calls in Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and it looks like they may be in that faction. So that is being set up. Maybe the new Hurt Business type of thing, which I'm a fan of. What did you think of this?
I liked it. It's interesting. It's different. I like it.
I wonder if this means Carmelo Hayes is leaving NXT. Like, is he losing the belt?
It could.
Or is he gonna stay? Is he gonna stay champion and just show up at both shows? That'd be interesting.
He could. That would. I would like that.
Next is a brand versus brand invitational match for the NXT North American Championship. Was Dirty Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley ringside versus SmackDown's Pete Dunne with Ridge Holland ringside. This match was really good. It was really back and forth during the match. Pretty Deadly come out. They did mention the injury that happened and everything like that. The thing I didn't like about this is Wade Barrett was saying on commentary, like, when we get into the ring, we're not meant to try to hurt our opponent. And if you want to stay in kayfabe here, that's the whole point of wrestling in kayfabe, is to beat the crap out of people. So, it's the Britt Baker, Bea Priestley storyline where they tried to do that and it wasn't good. You're doing this again. What are you doing this for? Like, you're exposing the business. Stop that. And it's weird because then Rich Holland's meant to be the babyface, but he's the one that injured them. It's like Pretty Deadly did anything. Michael Cole even was trying to, like, throw shade at it. It's like, what are you doing here? Like, this isn't good. And during the match, They go in to attack Pretty Deadly. One of them takes off, and the one that's injured is like frozen in his wheelchair when he runs off and takes off. And Rich Holland chases after him, and this allows Rhea Ripley to chop block Pete Dunne's knee, and Dominic Mysterio rolls him up. He was supposed to grab the ropes, but the finish was botched here. I think the ref actually saw it, so she had to call it out. So he just won with a roll up. So yeah, I liked this overall. Just again, I guess fuck brand split. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was a good match, but yeah, just a lot of fuckery.
Yeah,
including the fucking brand split.
That doesn't exist apparently. So what? I get. It seems like WWE. At least we could say this: WWE could stick to the brand split longer. I guess I could say than Matt Riddle can stay off drugs. So if Matt Riddle can stay, so that's good, I guess. Matt Riddle can stay off drugs and alcohol for 2 weeks, and WWE can stick to the brand split for 3 weeks. It's great stuff there, WWE. That's awesome. Like
fantastic stuff.
Matt Riddle just has to get. If Matt Riddle can get past, it could stick to stay off drugs and alcohol longer than WWE sticks to the brand split. I might be proud of him. Probably not, but I might be. Isn't that great? By the way, I'm motivating the guy to stay off drugs and alcohol, and I'm gonna hate him regardless if he does or not. So he has no so that's a reason. That's someone trying to get better their lives, and they're just like, yeah. So if I stay off drugs and alcohol, will you like me better? I'm like, no, I'm still gonna hate. Yeah, it's still shitty. Like
we're gonna hate you less than not sticking to the brand split.
Yeah. But that's great stuff right there. Matt Riddle can no, actually, that's actually bad for Matt Riddle. That like he can't even get off. He can't even stay sober. Like WWE sticks to the brand split longer. Which one is worse? You don't even know. Like,
yeah, you really don't.
Because like that's not good on both ends if you think about it. WWE can't even stick to the brand split that they've been like hyping up for months, longer than 3 weeks. But Matt Riddle can't. I guess the Matt Riddle one's worse because that affects his personal life. I don't know. Like I don't know. Then we had the rules of engagement, and this was awesome. They both come out. It's essentially a contract signing. I don't know why they didn't just call it a contract signing, but I don't know.
They needed fancy words.
Yeah. And then Roman Reigns asked Jay like if he's sure he's want to do this. Like we've been in this position before. We've seen what's happened. And Jay says that he has to do this. He's doing this for, his family, and he's been pushed too far. So Roman Reigns signs the contract, and I like when he gives like Heyman a look, like he's pissed because he had the pen. So like I don't know if Roman wanted to use the pen that the company was going to give him. He wanted to use the pen that Paul Heyman gave him, and he was like pissed at Heyman that he didn't have the pen. So that was pretty funny. And Jay rips up the contract and says that we don't need this contract. We have what's the name of the stipulation? Because he says that word a lot. I forget what it was. It's tribal. It's tribal something.
Yeah, I forget what it. The hell is it? Forget the name of it.
This is what Wikipedia is for. Because that's the stipulation.
It's the tribal something. Tribal combat.
Tribal combat. And Roman asks if his family approved of this, and he says that it was their idea. So it's not very specific of whose idea it was, though. Is it?
Whose family is this?
Yeah,
that they're talking about.
Because that could meet
that they're okay with them fighting each other.
Yeah, so that's interesting, and essentially now not only is Roman Reigns putting the WWE Undisputed Championship on the line, he's also putting the tribal chief like Monaco on the line because he takes off his beret necklace or whatever it is and puts it onto the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. They shake hands, and which is in the thumbnail. And then Solo goes about to go for the spike. Reigns stops him, and Jay takes off Solo's head with a super kick and has like a face off with Roman Reigns, and that was it. This segment was awesome. I really enjoyed this segment, and I'm just really looking forward to the match at SummerSlam. What did you think?
I loved it. It was great. Everything was great. I love the super kick to Solo, and they were very cordial here, surprisingly, because Jay wants to beat the living piss out of his older cousin.
Yep.
Which is awesome. I love it. Everything about this is great.
And yeah, that's the end of SmackDown. Well, critique, no Grayson Waller. He should have been on the show. Like he should have been on the show at least this week. He was there, but he wasn't on the show for some reason. That was kind of a mistake. Like he should have hosted like the Grayson Waller effect, or he should have at least done a promo backstage. Because if they're doing a segment where he's calling out The Rock, he needs to be on the show every week. There's no reason he shouldn't be on the show.
Yes.
But yeah, hell of a SmackDown. I'd give SmackDown an A-, but I'm gonna be harsh here. I'm putting it down to a B because LA Knight didn't win and they didn't stick to the brand split, so they ruined SmackDown this week. They took an A- show and turned it into a B. So this might be the worst SmackDown in a while for that week. Also, I didn't have an enjoyable experience watching SmackDown because I have a Fire Stick. I was watching an FS1 and it was all glitchy when I was trying to watch it. It was really bad. It might have been something on my end, but still, like, because of the experience, it's down to a B. So what did you think?
B+. Didn't stick to the brand split. Too many recaps.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a B+, and because of that. I would have been A- too, but too many recaps and didn't stick to the brand split.
And LA Knight didn't.
Yeah.
And LA Knight didn't win.
Yeah, LA Knight didn't win.
So there you go. NXT level up from this week now. The commentary team, as for last week, was Blake Howard and Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton seemed like he was in a decent mood and level up this week. I don't know why, but he was. I don't know what was different about this week. We had Hanky Tanky versus Quincy Elliott and Ike Manjiro. This was Ike Manjiro's first match on WWE programming in all of 2023. That's not a good utilization of him. What do you have the guy there for if you're not going to have him show up ever? If you're just going to have him sit in catering. This match was it was a match. Hanky Tanky won. And that's... I'm not going to say anything. There's a reason Quincy Elliott and Ike Manjiro don't show up on TV, because they're not TV ready, really. So as you know, they tried Quincy Elliott on TV and it didn't work. So we had Izzy Dane get interviewed. She's a new talent now. She was part of the crop of talent that came in last year. She was like one of those women that accompanied Grayson Waller doing his entrance at Vengeance Day. She's one of those women. Kalani Jordan is also, actually. So she's basically a lower version of Tiffany Stratton gimmick-wise. She says that she doesn't want to make friends in this business, so it's the same gimmick. So, great. She had a match with Danny Palmer. She did well in the match. I didn't pay much attention to it. I was on the phone on Instagram and scrolling through and stuff, so the match happened. Danny Palmer's theme song's really bad, by the way. I don't know why it's so bad, but it is. And Danny Palmer won, and why isn't Danny Palmer on TV every week? So, there you go. Then we had Javier Bernal versus Dante Chen. Two level up standouts, I guess. Dante Chen won. He won with this like chop clothesline thing. That's a really bad finisher. I don't know why that's his finisher, but it is. We need to start doing something with Dante Chen. Like, it just seems like he's stuck on level up forever. At least Javier Bernal has a character. Dante Chen is he's just Dante Chen. Like, I remember he came back to NXT. There was a great story with him where he talked about how, I think it was his dad that passed, like, during his first match and everything like that they just never talked about it again. So why not bring the guy back? If he can't cut a promo, at least have him have a match. I would have, like give him something. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But they're not doing that. That was level up. Level Up was whatever. I think it was still pissed that LA Knight didn't win, so I'm giving it a C minus. And then SmackDown's mood effect. I was in a bad mood when I watched Level Up, so I'm giving it a C minus. I'm not gonna completely shit on the show just because like I was in a bad mood, so I'm gonna be fair there. Again, the good thing I'm not a teacher, right? Because my mood would affect your grades in classes and stuff. So, let's do some predictions for next week. It's actually kind of looking like a loaded week this week. A lot of stuff's announced for all the shows, except for Main Event and Level Up. I don't think they've ever announced a match ahead of time for those shows. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor are going to have a contract signing. That's going to be a really good contract signing. I don't think it'll be anything different, but I think it would just be some good promos and all that type of stuff. What do you think was going to happen here?
I think that's gonna be jaw jacking back and forth again.
Yeah.
Good promo work.
Cody's going to respond to Brock Lesnar. I think that would be good, but I think that's going to be very rinse and repeat. I think there will be a stipulation announced, but I imagine it's just going to be a lot of the same stuff. It's like the first time I'm actually dreading a Cody Rhodes segment since he's come back.
It's in the same fucking thing.
Yeah. But Tommaso Ciampa's going to face Bronson Reed. It looks like that's going to be a good match, I think. I don't know who wins this. I feel like they're going to do a DQ with Nakamura interfering, but I'm just going to say Bronson Reed wins. They both need it, but I think Bronson Reed needs to win more. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
And then it's not here, but I'm pretty sure Logan Paul is going to be on this week. I think this is going to be when the match gets set up at SummerSlam between Logan Paul and Ricochet. What do you think?
I think it should happen. Yeah, on Raw.
Then Drew McIntyre is having a face-to-face segment with Walter. They're going to probably... I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I think this is going to be awesome. I hope they all just have a promo segment. I'd like to see them do like a backstage like thing, but I don't even complain if they did a promo segment. But I think this is going to be when I think the IC title match is going to get set up here. What do you think?
Yes, it should.
Yes, it should. We have. I really hope this match doesn't main event Raw, but I really think it's gonna just because of the stakes. Becky Lynch is gonna face Zoe Stark, where if she wins, she gets Trish at SummerSlam, but if she loses, she has to do all that stuff that I mentioned earlier. I think that's gonna be that should be a Becky Lynch win, but I really hope this doesn't main event Raw. What do you think?
I really hope it doesn't main event Raw, but I think it will.
Yeah. Who do you think wins?
Becky.
NXT, there's some stuff announced. We have a kendo stick match. It's Dana Brooke versus Cora Jade. I feel like Cora Jade's going to win this. It doesn't make sense because that's like her stick to do the kendo stick stuff. So what do you think? I
think Cora's going to win it too also, yeah, because it's like her stick.
Then we have the 6-man tag. It's going to be Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Ilya Dragunov versus Schism. I think they should give the win to Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Ilya Dragunov. They could have Schism win with Trick Williams taking the fall, but Carmelo Hayes just lost recently to Judgment Day and stuff. I think he needs to look strong as a champion, and I think they need to give it the win to Hayes, Dragunov, and Williams. What do you think?
I think so too, yeah. Carmelo needs to get a win back.
Then we have some stuff announced for SmackDown. We have Karrion Kross versus Carl Anderson. I really don't care about this match. Karrion Kross' steam is just gone. I feel like this is going to be a 5-minute squash, which I don't think it should be. I really hope they kind of give Anderson some offense. It doesn't have to be a long match, but I at least want Anderson to get enough offense in where he doesn't look like he's been completely jobbed out. But unfortunately, I think Karrion Kross is winning this match. What do you think?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They need to fucking do something, the OC.
Yes.
Like in stat.
Yeah. And then we forgot to mention this on NXT. Gable Stevenson's going to announce what's next for him. I don't know what this is going to be because I feel like if he was going to the Olympics, he would have just disappeared. So I'm wondering if he's going to stick around for a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck it's going to be because he's already training for the Olympics.
Yeah. Maybe they're gonna do a one-off between him and David Kemp, but it's like And I don't know if I want to see Damon Kemp like lose again.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So
It's-
then we have Santos versus Ray on SmackDown for in the U.S. title Invitational Finals. I think Santos will win that. I don't think there'll be a breakup. I think this is going to be just like a face versus face match, and Santos will win, and they'll shake hands.
I think Santos is going to win, too.
Yo. Do you think there'll be a breakup, or do you think they'll shake hands
No.
afterwards?
This is going to be like a friendly competition type of thing.
There's also another thing that happened on SmackDown that didn't wrestle. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, I don't know if you saw this online, were having like a conversation with each other, like during SmackDown. It's maybe that's going to be the opponent for Dom at the American Bash. It will be Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I
would love to see that, yes.
I don't think Mustafa Ali's going to... I think he's completely out of the title match now. I think he could do it as a face, but it'd just be weird now because this is the go-home.
Yeah, they're going to have now, but it's not going to mean anything.
Yeah, because I feel like this is the go-home week, and there's not enough time to have him just be a babyface. I feel like you would have changed him too much. I think they should just do Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio, and because they did this segment on SmackDown, I think that you don't need to really... There's no rush to do like a storyline. Like, everyone will kind of get the storyline and all that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, I think they should just pivot, do Dragon Lee versus Dom, and that's fine. Like... And you could still do Mustafa Ali versus Wesley. I think Wesley should disappear for a while. I think he should go away, not like at least for a couple months. What do you think?
Yeah, he needs a refresh.
I wouldn't say a refresh, but just kind of it sells the loss if he's gone for a little bit. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
And plus, he's been going ham anyways on the title matches and stuff. Like he kind of deserves to take a little bit of a break, type of thing. Like.
Yeah, take a little bit of time off.
There's some stuff news-wise that's been announced for WWE. This is a little late, but I forgot to cover it. The merchandise sales were like the highest. Did they say in company history or highest since the Attitude Era? I forget which one it was.
I don't remember what it was. There might be company history, but again, it could be since the Attitude Era.
But the merchandise sales were up really high. This is why I'm even more pissed. LA Knight was like one of the top. What was it? 5. It was the top 10 merchandise sales. Like. And this is not like he was like in current history. Like he was on the list with like the NWO, the Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is why I'm doubly pissed that they're not pushing this guy because his merchandise sales are so high. He's on like conversations with The Rock and like Austin and stuff. Like, come on, push this dude. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, he needs to get pushed.
Yeah,
insane.
I like how he talked about a positive thing and it turned into a negative thing. But that just happens sometimes. And again, if we had covered this last week, it would have been a positive thing. So that's on my memory right there. There was some podcast that aired this week that I think we should shed some light to. Seth Rollins was on the Impulsive TV podcast, which was some good stuff. He had mentioned some things. He revealed he's fighting some injuries and stuff. I think he has he needs to
his back, his neck, his knees bugging him.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, that's what I mean when you go ham like Seth does. You're gonna get some naggers, some nagging injuries there. So and nagging stuck and whatnot. But
I think
that's the nature. He loves what he does.
Yeah.
So
I think the reason he hasn't gotten the surgery that he needed is I don't think it's one of those things where Triple H has forced him not to get surgery. I think it's one of those things he's in his head thinking like he's finally at a position where he's the guy on Raw type of thing, and I don't think he wants to get surgery.
Not the right time.
Yeah, so I imagine once he loses the belt, it might be fairly soon. He's probably going to go away and get the surgery that he needs and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, his neck is bugging him, his back's bugging him, and his knee's bothering him again. So
yeah.
I don't know the extent of the knee injury. He didn't really go into depth, but he said he's got some. The neck surgery is like pretty bad.
Yeah,
the neck is pretty bad right now.
But Seth also revealed, that him and Matt Riddle had heat at one point, and they've squandered that recently. I think it was around the time when they were feuding and going into Clash at the Castle and stuff. But they've essentially squandered it. I think this does shed some light on something else because Seth Rollins did say like that he doesn't hold a grudge or anything like that. So there is potential that him and Cody could do business because there's reports that there's backstage heat between them. But this does show like Seth is willing, even though there could be backstage heat, that he would be. I think Cody and Seth are going to do business again, even if they.
He said he's willing to forgive, but he won't forget.
Yeah. So, other fans he mentioned, he talked about the fan that attacked him and like kind of what was the story there. I think that's stuff that was already known, but that was cool. Logan Paul mentioned that he was originally hesitant to be a heel, but like a lot of people,
He took it,
yeah, who could,
all the booze and everything.
yeah, who convinced him? It was like a big person backstage that I think it was Gregory Helms that convinced him. I think, right? I think it was him that convinced
Helms or Pritchard, one of the two. I think it was Greg. I think it was Shane Helms who convinced him.
And Seth.
Or Pritchard. It was Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah. Seth Rollins talked about the Hell in a Cell match. He talked about like the relationship between him and Becky and stuff like that. He buried Dave Meltzer's 5-star rating system and stuff.
That was so funny.
Which is hilarious because like it wasn't like one of those things that they mentioned he had like a bad match. He mentioned like they would like mention like you got a 5-star match out of it and stuff like that. But he did.
He did get credit to Dave for being like a wrestling historian and whatnot.
Yeah, but he completely buried the 5-star, which I think is fair because recently Dave Meltzer talked about like what went into like a 5-star match and everything like that. So that's completely fair that he buried that and all that type of stuff because
it's getting out of hand.
Yeah. I think we saw like this week, all the New Japan like G1 Climax matches for the most part were like in the 4 or 5-star like category and all that type of stuff. I didn't see any of the matches, but it's like I saw all the WWE matches. I'm just like none of those, like all the matches like you saw there, none of those were 5 stars. None of those. I mean, I'll admit none of them were 5 stars, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
but
not every match, just because it's the G1, doesn't need to be 5 stars.
Yeah. I think one match got like a 1 star, and that was like some random match that wasn't going to get 5 stars anyways. And Dave Meltzer, I think, even like twisted it around saying why it wasn't 5 stars type of thing. Like why it was a 1-star match. Like, oh, it's meant to be a 1-star match. You'd never say that about WWE if it was a 1-star match. I'm just saying. Like, what else did Seth Rollins talk about on the podcast? I think what I do like about I know it's going to sound weird. What I like about when the wrestlers go on Logan Paul's podcast, they're not fans. So, like, when they ask the questions, they just generally don't know them. But they do, I think they do, like, enough research where they ask the questions type of thing. Like, it's not like when Mandy Rose recently went on the Tamron Hall thing. That was like I feel like it's lack of research, but they acknowledge the fact that they don't do the research. And they're genuinely asking, like, it's like a conversation type of thing. Like, it's not a bad thing type of thing. Like, I know it's tough to explain it, but I actually kind of like the fact that at least there, like, it's because they're actually interested in learning about it type of thing. It's not like they're being arrogant that they didn't do the research.
Oh yeah,
or anything like that. So, and Logan Paul, I think this is where he kind of mentioned that we find out that he asked for the Ricochet match, like he specifically asked for it. So I think that shows a lot about Logan Paul and a lot about Ricochet. Like, Logan Paul has the ability to ask for his opponents, and the fact that he picked Ricochet as one of his opponents, I think says a lot about Logan Paul right there. Like, if he really wanted to, he could just wrestle, like, Edge at SummerSlam, all the big stars. And, I like the fact that he's, like, wrestling, like, guys like Ricochet and all that type of stuff. I think that's really good on Logan Paul right there. And then, that may open SummerSlam, actually, because Logan Paul is trying to push for that because he wants to see his brother's... Is it boxing fight that he's...
Yeah.
So he wants to see that.
Boxing fight against Nate Diaz, yeah. They said it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough to pull it off.
But I think they said they can make it work because Seth was mentioning where SummerSlam is and where, like, that boxing fight is. I think there's, like, a time difference, so that's why, like, it can happen type of thing. So, we'll see. Then also another podcast that happened this week was the Baron Corbin After the Bell podcast. I liked this podcast. It really made me respect Baron Corbin a lot because he actually, I think a lot of people are thinking he went to NXT because the main roster had nothing for him. He asked to go to NXT. I mean, I think he did go to NXT because he had nothing for him, but he, like, wanted to stay there. He wanted to make himself better and all that type of stuff. He even said he could have just kept doing what he was doing and get a higher paycheck, but he actually wants to help better the business and all that type of stuff. And I think that's pretty cool about Baron Corbin right there. Like, I think it definitely shows that he's like a good guy and he actually wants to better the business and all that type of stuff. Like he's not just in there just for the money. I think a lot of people were thinking that, and I think that shed a lot of light about Baron Corbin right there. So what do you think about that?
I love it. I like it. It's awesome. Corbin's awesome.
Yeah, so that's good stuff. He talked about what went into the sad Corbin thing, like how that was only supposed to be a few weeks. He mentioned too, if you remember, because he wasn't shaving or anything like that, he had to go to like his kids' like college, like not graduation, but what's it called? Orientation. What like looking like that, and he had to explain like, yeah, this is part of a storyline. I have to look like this, so it's really funny. But and he also threw shade at like I said, the internet wrestling fans and all that type of stuff, and like the not just and like the critics that critique his cooking and stuff, because they just what it is they critique it. They don't like they just critique by what they see. They don't critique like actually being there type of thing. So it's a really good interview by like Baron Corbin. It's really good stuff. I didn't even know he had kids until I watched that podcast. Listen to that.
I think he has 2 kids.
Yeah, so I didn't even know. I thought like and he also says that I think he says he wants to wrestle at least for 15. I don't think he'd stop at 15, but he at least wants to get to 15 years. And he wants it all to be in WWE, which is funny. Like he's been in the business for 15 years, and it's all been WWE. That's pretty cool. Then I'm trying to think if there was any other news that we need to talk about.
I think we covered everything. I don't think there's any more news or anything.
There's no injuries that I know of. Yeah, I can't really think of any other news like those. That's like the big thing. I'm just gonna scroll through the. Oh, I mean, I don't want to mention this. We'll just mention it. But Young Bucks might still be going to WWE because you posted the thing yesterday that they feel like they've done everything that they can do in not WWE. They haven't done anything in WWE and AEW. There was a thing, but I want to mention that Cody's getting a documentary on Peacock because we didn't talk about it last week. It's a movie, pretty much. I think they said it's gonna be 2 hours, right? It's gonna go over his entire wrestling career, pretty much. I'm really excited about it. It looks like it's one of those Undertaker Last Ride documentaries too, which I like. It's gonna be very real and all that type of stuff. What do you think of this documentary? I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm pumped. I can't wait.
It sucks. I might not even be able to watch it because I might be working most of the day, so I probably can't even watch it till like the Wednesday afterwards. So that sucks. I hope they don't spoil it on Raw.
I want to fucking see it spoiled on Raw.
Yeah, but there's some things that come out of this. Matt Cardona's going to be a big fixture in it because I think he was at the premiere, and I think he said like he was.
He was.
Huh?
He was at the premiere.
But I think he said.
Which show?
Yeah, but I think like he was like one of the people that said stuff like the Undertaker and all that those people. And during the premiere, Denise Salcedo, he was on her show. I assume he's probably said this other places because when they did the premiere, a bunch of wrestling news sites were there asking questions. But the one I just happened to watch was Denise because she was the fastest upload and everything and stuff. Matt Cardona mentioned what's possibly next for him not in the industry but in life. He said that he's willing to work with AEW, WWE, or Marvel Studios depending on creative and all that type of stuff. I really hope it is WWE, just because like that's the one that makes the most sense. That's where I want to see him. I think he'd be fine in AEW. He would fit really well, but just like I just don't see him going there. I don't even think there's anyone there that he even knows anymore. I think he'd be like a fish on a log type of thing. I guess he knows like Bryan Danielson and like CM Punk, and I guess Miro and stuff. If he definitely goes to AEW, I think he'd definitely be on Collision more than Dynamite because that's where all the people that are going to be there for the most part. But I'm not sure what he'd do Marvel Studios if there's a movie he wants to be in or something. But WWE I think is the best place for him to go. Like I kind of hope that's where he ends up. Talks are looking more prominent. He was backstage at Raw recently. He could have already signed it. We just don't even know it yet. I don't think he has because he's set to show up at NWA 75, I believe, is the pay-per-view. So he'll be there. again, I think he'd be back by now had the company being sold, not come out and everything like that. And like you said, I think we talked about this. The big thing he wants is Steph DeLanda to be what, like they want, like that's part of the deal. He wants her to be with him, type of thing. Is that am I correct on that?
Yeah.
So, what do you think of what Matt Cardona said right there about going back to, or about what's next for him in life wise and stuff?
WWE makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Easily.
And again, I think what should happen, I think he should come back as Zack Ryder like first, just because a lot of people don't even know him really as Matt Cardona, and he should
in this space,
huh?
In this universe,
yeah, and then eventually they should basically do the MJF thing in AEW that they started in the beginning, where he's friends with Cody and then he turns on Cody. Because when Cody becomes champ, that's like I don't think he would beat Cody for the belt necessarily, but that's like a easy few months feud you can do with Cody as the world the world champion.
Definitely.
Brandy Rhodes talked about too in the interviews when she was asked like how she's not done in the business, but she's basically taken a step back. As you know, she started like her own yoga like stuff. I think that's just classes, but it's like a whole yoga business, so she's kind of doing that at the moment. But I don't think she does say I don't think you've seen the last of her, and she was kind of one of the ones that helped Cody really, get back in the door. Like Cody had talked about, like, she's kind of the one that really made it happen and stuff. Cody mentioned like he wants to have a conversation, and Brady's kind of the one that opened the door to that and all that type of stuff. So that'd be cool to hear about in the documentary. So, what do you think about that right there about Brandy?
I'm not surprised that she's not like wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
She seems to have ventures that are outside of wrestling, which is awesome to have. But yeah, I mean, she could, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Unless it's something really, unless it was like a mixed tag or something.
Yeah, I think she's gonna make it like an on-screen appearance at some point. That's what I was talking about. I don't know when, but because we haven't seen her in WWE since Cody's been back, right? Because I was trying to
Yeah.
I don't think she was there when Cody went and hugged Brody or anything like that, right? I don't think so, at least.
I don't think, or she wasn't shown.
Yeah, so
she might have been like there, but not there.
Yeah. That's everything WWE news related wise. I will say WWE recently was on the Weakest Link and all that type of stuff. There was a big week for them. They did the Weakest Link and they did that like car show I haven't watched yet. It's like the Hot Wheels thing. I don't even know what that's about. The Weakest Link of WWE was pretty decent. I don't think I liked the structure of the show. It's really bad, but if the WWE wrestlers on it saved it. So there's that. And yeah, there was just some stuff there. There was another thing. We find out that Alexa Bliss is gonna have a baby girl. They did a gender reveal. They did a whole thing where her husband, I forget his name off the top of my head, smashed a guitar and it revealed the gender and all that type of stuff. So that's good for Alexa Bliss. That that's happening. They had like a competition and everything like that. The thing that sucked about the interview, they weren't really asking much about Alexa Bliss and stuff. They weren't really asking about the other guy just because like he's the most. I think he's the one that's more famous and all that type of stuff. But
yeah, Ryan Gabriel.
Yeah, so it was kind of like that. Tamara and it was kind of like that Tamara and Hall interview where Carmella and Corey Graves were but it was more about Carmella than Corey Graves. Like Corey Graves had to even like interrupt and chime in sometimes and all that type of stuff. It was pretty funny. But so that's good stuff right there. Anything you want to say about that?
It's good for them.
Yeah. I don't know what you say. Like, it has to be. You can't really just shit on it. Like you look like an asshole if you shit on something like that. So, but whatever. It's what it is. That's basically the end of the show. Anything you want to plug or promote?
We have a couple things coming up.
We do.
A retro coming up of a NXT 2.0 pay-per-view or Great American Bash retro
Uh-huh.
coming up in the near future. Possibly recorded next week at some point. I think it's Friday, right?
Yeah, it'll be up hopefully Saturday. Well, it will be up before the Great American Bash. That I know.
So that and whatever, and we have a NXT in your house retro coming up relatively soon.
Yeah, that won't be
Something that
won't be next week. So
yeah, that's and it's in the works.
yeah.
It's in the catalog, so to speak. That's coming up next few weeks probably, but has nothing to do with what we're doing upcoming. Just something that I thought of. As I was going through the pay-per-view list, I saw that and I was like, because originally I thought that was in the 2.0 era, and then I was like, wait a minute, that was the in between.
Yeah.
That was before 2.0 became a thing, because that was in like the spring or whatever, and that happened in the fall. It became.
And we will say I'll say when we do the retro, it is NXT Roadblock. That was like a TV special. That's close enough to a special. They treated it as a special, so that's close enough. So I allowed it. So
yeah.
And a big thin hat.
Not to a Great American Bash pay-per-view.
Huh?
The Great American Bash pay-per-views are kind of meh.
Yeah. So an NXT. NXT Roadblock 2022, I think, is close enough to a special because they basically treated it like it was a special. So
yeah, it was a USA Network special that they had on a Tuesday night.
Yeah. So, as for stuff coming up on this channel, you can check out obviously WWE Aftershock. AEW Spark from last week should be up tomorrow. It was just one of those things where I ended up recording it Wednesday morning just because that's the time I had to do it, and it just hasn't been uploaded yet. So there's that. And then Monday, because it's being recorded Sunday, will be this week's AEW Spark, the Blood and Guts week. It would be me and Zero again. It's good because Noah finally gets a break, which I think is what the whole point of me coming back was. So at least I'm happy that Zero and I did one together, so that way Noah can finally can finally breathe, because he does a lot of shit.
Christ.
Huh?
Jesus Christ, he can finally breathe.
And then
Is it was before?
Huh?
He wasn't breathing before?
Essentially, he wasn't. But what else we have? We have next week. There'll be a WWE Aftershock. I know that's going to be Saturday morning. I'm hoping that's out Saturday just because NXT, the Great American Bash. I don't know what the hell we're doing because I don't think we're going to have time to do a WWE Aftershock Extra on NXT, the Great American Bash, because it airs on a Sunday and I work Monday, Tuesday. There's just no point in doing that if NXT is already going to happen by then. So we might the go-home week of SummerSlam might be on WWE Aftershock. We might do a WWE Aftershock Extra on Cody's documentary, because we said we'd review that just so that way that doesn't get lost in the shuffle and all the stuff we're doing, and I feel like that should be taking up a lot of time and stuff like that. So there's that. Then some retros that we have. In a couple weeks, it's recorded when closer to All In time. We'll be uploading NXT Takeover, not Brooklyn, London. James and I recorded that yesterday. And then obviously there's some other retros if you want to get yourself excited for the Great American Bash. Back in 2017, John and I did a Great American Bash retro. It was the Great American Bash 2006. So if you want to watch that retro, you can watch that. And then let me think of what else. Nothing else on this channel, I think, really. And then there's some stuff on the Own the Talkinator channel you can check out. I don't know if it's up yet, but Avatar: The Last Airbender season 1 episodes 1 and 2. Let me check it to see if it's up. I can actually check right now. I doubt it is.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's up. Oh no, it's not up. It's not it. It should be up soon. And
We hope.
my cousin and I are gonna go ham on recording content and stuff. I won't tell you what the content is. I'll just kind of let you guys be surprised. But
Yeah.
you know, there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming there. Just make sure you watch it. We have a lot of stuff planned. January, it might be later because it doesn't look like Yellow Jackets is coming back for a while. But we're gonna do it in January anyways, just because that's when Chris isn't working at all. So that's like the best time we can do it. There'll be Yellow Jacket reviews, seasons 1 and 2. So it might not be that time, depending on how mood is at that time and what Chris's schedule's like. Just because and like how much my cousin and I have gotten accomplished doing the other videos we do, and want to make sure, because that's kind of important. And if I don't see anything about Yellow Jackets, because it doesn't look like Yellow Jackets is coming back for a while, unfortunately, because of the strike going on and stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If this is being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.